But no, that's like what he tiles all his EPs.
And by process of elimination, that leaves me on Zane Ahmed.
Zane. All right.
Unless you want to play Dwight, then I'm also okay playing
Adam.
Someone voice a definite opinion.
Yes.
Bro, I don't know. You said it. He was like, well, by process of eliminate, kind of sounds kind of point.
I said in the chat, Skype chat, that I'd probably just pick last. So
Okay.
I'm just rereading them.
You guys are literally stepping on one of my biggest pet peeves in the world. Where everyone's trying to be so fucking polite, it's horseshoeing back around to being annoying and inconvenient.
So why'd you want to go to Canada then?
They told me to be more assertive there. God, I wish that was a joke.
At that point, you kind of do a little bit of introspection, huh?
Yep.
All right. Let me get a few more things up, and then I'll go ahead and read the background, and then we'll have a question for the session.
Yeah.
Do you have a question?
Yes.
Okay.
But first, I'll go ahead and run down the background, just so you guys know what's going on. And just so you know, this is intended to be roleplay pretty heavy. If you want to speed run this, we could probably get done really quick. So, just take your time, enjoy it.
Got it. Kill everyone on sight.
Yeah.
I roll perception. Band on the run.
That's right. We're going 80s synth level here.
Oh, hell yeah.
Scandroid. That's a cool name. I like that.
Yeah, I listened to a lot of Wave. I'm a big fan of Android stuff. I would also highly recommend the Midnight.
I'll check those out.
It's a good name for a D&D monster. I'm gonna steal it. The Scandroid.
So are we recording this one, or are we just playing? I'm fine either way.
Well, if you've got named music, we can't, can we?
I don't think the music is picked up in...
Well, I don't think we're monetized anyway, so unless it's blocked content, which I doubt it is, it's not going to get taken down, right?
I sue you all.
Yeah. Even then, they just copyright claim it and get the ad revenue that we're not getting because...
Exactly.
We're
not big enough that we have to worry about this kind of thing.
I wish Follower would start buying some things we link.
Listen, I have all these boner pills in unmarked Ziploc bags. Why is no one buying them?
Follower, take these.
I would say, we'd probably record it, but I'd be there for the rest of the group.
I'm fine either way.
I think I'll log on so I can hear the music on my end.
I was able to find instrumentals only, so feel that's perfect for background music with Starfinder.
An amazing amount of synthwave is actually non-vocal, so it's really good stuff.
Yeah.
I would also highly recommend Carpenter Burt and Mitch Murder.
Okay.
Yeah, I've kind of fallen
just
out
break into some scat.
I've kind of fallen out of using the music so much. I need to put more. I only have 2 songs that are in the Curse of Crimson Throne. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
I have an ambient music and a battle music, and that's it.
I get really into it because when I'm DMing, it gets me. So.
And they're
Dude,
both
I just
from
had a great idea.
Heroes of Might and Magic.
Y'all like The Knight's Tale, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Combo, you like this music.
Yep.
You should absolutely do one of our fantasy, sword and shield based games to synth music.
Yeah.
Like A Knight's Tale. It just doesn't fit at all, but it's awesome.
It's a thought. I always enjoy genre mashing up. We didn't get into a lot of it, but sorry that we should let Loki actually get into it. We're just talking music
Yep,
now.
no,
like,
Well,
it's cool.
he said that we could go all over the place.
That's the only.
Richard and Cope talk food. Michael and Richard talk anime. If you bring up synthwave music, then I just start going off on a tangent.
Everybody has their thing.
Yeah.
The fact that Gambo basically just threw out 7 within like 3 minutes of just hearing the first chords of synth. He's like, oh, here we are.
That's very interesting though, because all the people I've ever known who ever listened to like synthwave music are like huge stoners, and as far as I know, Gombo, you're a pretty straight-laced fella.
Yes.
I find that very interesting, but also very on brand from what I know about you.
Well, it started because I really enjoy like 80s action movies and a lot of movies from the 80s, and that's where the synthesizer first came from, and it just kind of snowballed into it.
Yeah, no, I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been my guess of how you got into it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm streaming Airwolf to one of my Discords the other day, and I was like, the only thing I remember, 80% of what I remember about this show is that theme song. That theme song is like
Was that the helicopter
mostly
show?
synthesized guitar. Yes, the helicopter.
The like black helicopters coming up in the rising sun or whatever.
Mhm.
Oh my god, I hadn't seen that forever.
Yeah, I can totally see that the 80s movie to synthwave pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we good?
Yeah, I'll just link
Yeah, I'm
this
gonna
in
just
the Skype chat real quick if you're ever interested. The name of
Absolutely.
this song alone is one of my favorite things about it. Paradise Warfare.
Okay.
I want
All right.
to share that. That theme song is embedded on a primal level in my brain.
All right, I'll
Oh
handle
my
the recap this time around. Don't worry, guys. I got this.
Yeah.
Songbird Station is a large complex dedicated to Shaylin, the goddess of art, beauty, and music, and is located on an asteroid in the diaspora, designated as CLC 79. For those that don't know, the diaspora is a asteroid belt in the Pact Worlds. In addition to a temple, the station features a concert hall that serves as a popular performance venue for creative endeavors of all types. Songbird Station's auditorium is open to anyone willing to make a trip and pay the necessary fees. One regular client is Azure Note Studios, a recording company based on Absalom Station. Azure Note uses the concert hall for high-profile shows and its annual Out of the Nest musical festival, a showcase for new bands that usually results in album deals for the most notable performers. This year's festival looks like the biggest one yet, as it marks the event's 10th anniversary. Azure Note has been reaching out to newer talent throughout the Pack Worlds to fill the lineup, with already established bands expected to headline the enormous finale. However, a bout of food sickness sidelined the members of Kisses for Clava, Akatonian Neo Hollow Pulse band just a few days before the festival. As he's always been on the lookout for ways to promote his band, Neon and Oakwall's lead singer, Zane, stumbled across the call for a replacement band on Absalom Station's infosphere. A bit of sweet talking and one impressive demo recording later, Neon and Oakwall took Kisses for Clava's place. Unfortunately for the band, his Starship bus lacks a drift engine. Without the credits to afford transport on a faster vessel, the musicians quickly pack everything in their Starship and begin the days-long journey to Songbird Station. Alright, as for the question for the session, you all have been in a band for about 2 years, worked hard to try to build some notoriety for yourself, and really refined your set. So my question to you is, during those 2 years, all of you have contributed to your set list. What is one song title for Neon and Oakwill that your character contributed?
Machine
Some of
Soul.
these questions we should probably ask before we start the session formally, just so we actually have time to think on it while we're bullshitting.
Okay.
Sometimes the bullshitting is
Yeah.
where you get the good stuff.
That's
Oh, yeah.
true. That's true. Well, we can still bullshit a bit now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, like I said, take your time with it.
Also, for
New
you- for those of
Pay,
you
the
who
mechanics song is Machine Soul.
Machine Soul. All right.
Also, for those of you who are not Starfinder lore nerds, the infosphere is basically the internet.
Yeah.
It is
I think the only-
suitably sci-fi name for the internet.
Yeah, I think the only real difference is in Starfinder, it's usually more of a local thing. Like if you go to a different system, it's a different infonet. They have got separate internet networks.
Now, did Al Gore come up with this?
All of them.
Mm-hmm.
The reason they call it the algorithm.
World. Wow.
Including the world where
Okay.
the infosphere is just a big truck.
We will. I will go with Neon Rat City.
All right.
Like Rap City, but rat.
Oh man, Loki, and the algorithm joke making me rethink my entire character's name.
Come on, somebody's got to come up with the song Algorithm.
Just a clarification on the spell.
Okay. Yeah, I heard it as Rat City, but no, I see where you're going with that.
Rat City.
Oh, it's a good song name. A little dark considering my character's backstory, because I was just looking at it, but I like it. Hit and Run.
Hit and Run. All right.
But that is a good song name, though.
Mhm. That just leaves
Yeah.
Zane.
Yeah, my initial thought was some sort of astronomical term, and then like funk or something. So initially I was thinking like quasar or neutron funk.
Okay, Cowboy Bebop.
Pretty sure Neutron Funk is a song.
Probably. I would not doubt that almost anything we could come up with has been proposed by someone else at some other time who speaks the
no.
same language as us.
It
Oh,
was
shit.
Neutron Dance.
Another great song, Cosmonaut Quickie.
That's way too expensive. I get janitor jerk offs.
Haberdasher hand stuff.
Do you just want to stay on the question for a
Falling
bit? We can
into-
start. What? I found it.
If you don't remember it, just scroll halfway through it, and the sound's perfect for what we're doing. Very synthy. Sorry, Loki, did you ask another question?
I was just wanting see if Kenneth need a bit longer and we could just move forward and you could come up with a bit later. Because that's another part of this thing. As you role play and play the game, feel free to just start coming up with new song names and new songs you kind of make up on the spot.
Oh, hell yeah. Like real artists.
Yep, you're building your set list as you go as well.
That's earning in the block.
Okay.
So you can take it as flying in space, or we got so much money, ain't never gonna be in the red.
Or we're torturing certain neighborhoods.
Space cope. They don't exist.
Oh, Jesus.
No, it's like it's just one of the standard
Oh, yeah.
of
Sorry.
human.
True, fair. I was just thinking, like, no black people in space. Like, I didn't know about
We
that.
don't need to be racist against other humans when there's freaking space grasshoppers to be racist against.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I did look at
Thinking of how
I was
Terry
like,
Pratchett
wait a
put
minute.
it, the differences
You're
between
just
white and
afraid.
black kind of disappear when there's green to team up against.
And also just the way you went. Wait, no.
Cats have fully even made it.
God, why does she speak so many languages?
Because she's smart.
Yeah, 9 languages.
Yeah, you can. Normally, I believe, at least in Pathfinder, probably this speak a number of additional languages equal to your intelligence bonus, I believe.
Oh yeah, she's real intelligent. You know,
Where
she
do you
can
see
play
language?
guitar in 3 different languages.
Oh, there it is. Oh, I also speak many languages.
I speak 2.
God, I just say that I'm thinking of that one scene from Home Movies.
So if we do an Acatonian, a Castrovelian, a Common, an Exian. They still call Common, huh?
Still call common.
Interesting.
They in
Does
Pathfinder
it
Second
change on
Edition.
every planet?
In Pathfinder Second Edition, they actually address that a little bit more. Where they, like in some of the adventures, they're like, common in this area is actually what this language is. It's just we use common as shorthand.
Yeah,
I was
those
wondering in
kids got set up.
Starfinder if it changes world to world.
It might. I imagine in the Viscarium, where all the lizard people come from, they primarily speak Vesk.
Yeah, I think the Pact Worlds is kind of what helped establish Common, and as they expanded, they spread Common throughout. But if you go to the Frontier, it might be a bit more uncommon.
Right.
So remind me, what are the Pact Worlds?
The Pact Worlds are basically the core solar system in Starfinder. Home of the major factions.
It is the same solar system where Galarian was a few thousand years ago before the planet disappeared.
Okay.
It
Did
is.
me
Yeah.
and Coke
So it's one solar
Did me
system.
and Coke pick
Mhm.
the
Yes.
smartest characters with the least knowledge about the setting?
It's okay. That's what
Yep.
questions are for. All right.
I'm not really book smart.
You've all had a chance to look over your characters and just get an idea of their skills and abilities and all that stuff. All right.
I punch good.
There you go. With 4 arms.
I've got a bunch of stuff with names that I don't know what they do, so I'll be fine.
Okay.
There should be a little gear symbol you can click, and then it'll fold out, and you can read it.
Yeah, it's cool. I'll just click them randomly when I need to do something.
Okay.
This is gonna go well.
That's how you know it's well. Don't worry, guys. I'll just start pushing buttons at random when we get into trouble.
All right.
Okay, I found like my weapons and my abilities and my spells now, so we're good.
All right. The past few days have been a whirlwind of excitement. Zane managed to land the spot in the biggest music event this side of the galaxy, and on the Out of the Nest Festival at Songbird Station. This could be Neon and Snowquall's chance to finally make it big, but there's one problem. The band's only means of transport, an old clunker starship called Mama's Little Helper, nicknamed MLH, lacks a drift engine for long trip. Luckily, once you got news, you dropped everything quickly, packed up, and left right away. There will be just enough time to make it to the diaspora and reach the concert hall with just a tiny bit of time to spare. So that's what you did. A few days of travel into the trip, just as the cramped quarters of Mama's Little Helper began to grow close and stuffy, you entered the diaspora. The journey to Songbird Station seemed close to an end. Only a few hours out, when you start hearing a glug, 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 coming from Mama's Little Helper.
Love the sound she makes when she's about to die.
As you say that, smoke starts pouring out of somewhere. It kind of seems to hit the air system, just kind of permeate lightly at this point, but there's definitely you're smoking in there.
So it
Guys,
shouldn't
I
be
think
doing
that's
that,
really
right?
bad. Let's go take a look. What's going on? So we're in space right now?
Yeah, you are in space, just entering the asteroid belt, and only a few hours away from Songbird Station when the usually unsettling noises turn to something entirely dreadful.
So can I roll something to know like what area of the ship it's coming from, like the engine or?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a knowledge engineering.
Cool. Is that just
You go handle that. I'll see if I can't arrange tug or something in case you can't fix it.
Nuya's gonna. She closes her eyes and puts her hand on the wall to feel the vibrations and listen to the music coming from the rattles to figure out where it's coming from.
Please also get a natural one. Okay, that probably makes more sense.
He's actually just so panicked about the idea of their ship breaking down in the inky black void of space in an asteroid belt that he's too panicked to even know where anything is right now.
In that moment of freezing, you just kind of tries to. Well, actually, the question is who's piloting. I should ask.
Let's see. What's my piloting?
Yeah, let's look.
I've got a 0 in piloting, so probably not me.
Pilot.
Okay.
I've got a 3.
I've got an 8.
Yeah, I would say Kenneth would be on it.
Mm.
Wait, Kenneth, Michael, will y'all change your names? Which one's which?
Oh yeah, sorry. I think I can actually just. Does that?
Yeah,
oh no.
I won't change the name. I feel like it should, but it doesn't.
I wish it did change the display name so I didn't have to go back in every time.
Yeah. All right. So who's driving? Who in?
Zane.
Okay. Zane, as you look over at your mechanic, you see them just kind of frozen in the moment, and that's when you hear an unsettling crunch somewhere from the rear of the ship, and emergency lights and klaxons start sounding, and your console, basically every check engine light seems to just flash on, and you feel yourself on the verge of spiraling out of control. You have just a little bit of power left, but it's draining quick. Go ahead and give me a perception check, or if somebody wants to jump on the sensors real quick, see if they could get an idea of what their surroundings are like, because you're pretty much at this point going to have to do a crash landing.
Mine is very
yeah. So, I guess if I'm near, I'll go look at the sensors, since apparently we're not going to find out.
That could be
about to all shit.
That could be a computers, or if you think something else would be applicable, you could also propose that.
What's physical science?
That's like physics and yeah, it's a knowledge skill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you said computers?
Computers would be the baseline. All right. Checking the panels, you do see among the belt of asteroids ahead of you, there does ping a location. At a quick glance, it says Buzz's Diner. If you want, you could chart a path to it and give Zane some place to land.
There's Buzz's Diner. We got to land there. It's the only place for what, I don't know, light years. What's the unit of measurement?
Yeah, not light years at this point, but I can't recall.
Probably.
I guess probably light seconds or light minutes.
Parsecs?
You're within one solar system. So.
Yeah.
I don't know science words like this.
Yep, you're good.
I know vaguely their measurements in space.
Yeah, but it's definitely you're definitely in the backwaters, and this seems to be the only charted. But it's the only location pinging for your sensors in the immediate area, at least within what power you have left. I imagine Zane makes a beeline for it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to need a piloting check from you because you're going to be coming in hot.
Can I
Fortunately,
aid
it
him?
is. It does seem to have atmosphere, an artificial atmosphere. All right. As you kind of give the signal, brace for impact. As you are closing in on the asteroid, you could kind of already see just a little signage, or relatively large signage there, so it could kind of be seen from space. You see that nice flat landing zone. Just as you're managing to cut some of your speed, the ship dies, and you manage to bleed off the vast bulk of it, but you land really hard. You get the impression that you probably banged up your land immensely, but at least it doesn't seem like you would have hit any harder where it could actually affect the hull. But there you are. You managed to make a relatively safe landing. You're all a little bit shaken up, but no injuries, and you're free to assess the situation.
I would say probably around this time that Sem wakes up from her power nap. She was in a chair using 4 arms to both simultaneously sleep with her arms crossed and behind her head. Because, benefits of 4
That's very
arms.
satisfying.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
when you
that's
do
awesome.
awake, you wake up to that acrid scent that just seems to permeate the entire cabin at this point.
Not the worst alarm I've had. What's going on? We dead? Yes? No?
Tim, you
No,
missed
but I
it.
don't think
This
we're getting
place
our
has-
security deposit back.
This place has a sign so big we could see it from space.
I mean, what else would it be? Never mind.
Have we had to make a crash landing? Can I tell if we need to make repairs or if the ship is total?
Yeah, you could either give me a computers check if you're wanting to check the try to get some power back going, or if you want to do engineering to manually examine the issue.
I'm gonna do computers.
I'm going to help Dwight
Okay.
as the mechanic.
My
Okay.
name is Dwight. I don't know who Dwight
Dwight.
is.
Sorry.
I've known you for so long. Don't
Sorry,
call me
Dwight.
Dwight.
All right. So the computers do locate you to the that it's the quartzoid manifold coil is flashing red. You're not sure the extent of the damage. That's something you'll have to visually inspect. That's something you could go into the engine room itself, and you know where it's at. You just have to remove a few access panels to check it out. If anybody wants to do a
All
engineering
right,
check.
buddy system. Someone come with me.
Alright, I'm coming.
Yeah.
So me and whoever wants to join me down.
I'll go with. If it's ruined, you might need someone to move stuff, and I'm fairly certain I'm the muscle of this group.
All right, go ahead and give me the engineering check. And if anybody wants to assist, you could do so.
Yeah,
I'll
let's-
assist.
Let's check out this
All right.
engineering
I look
call.
around. Is there any like loose piece of debris or like a wooden board or something?
To what effect? Like that? There's not
Like
so much wood.
a large object you could hit someone with. That's what I'm going.
Oh,
for.
you have a handful of your trusty tools. You have a few wrenches and stuff like that.
No, I mean like really like knock someone over.
Oh,
And not me, like one of them.
yeah. You could find a nice length of very thick conduit.
Yeah, so before I go over and inspect any electronics, I hand that to Sim, and I say, if you see me get electrocuted, hit me with this as hard as you can.
I give 3 thumbs up.
I love how you're like, I'm taking advantage of this forearm thing so hard right now. I love it.
Yes, well, when you play a space game, it's what you have to do.
Yeah, exactly.
When we get around to your main Starfinder game, Loki, get ready for all the robot jokes.
Right.
But I do think Nuya actually might have better engineering, if that's what we need.
Yeah. So you did. Is that 25 your roll?
Yeah.
So as you and Sam are kind of there removing the access panels and kind of shifting some of the stuff in the compartment around, you do see the quartzite manifold coil, and it is shattered. There's debris everywhere.
Is that a
It-
common part that I could pull out and see if anyone here has one for sale?
You don't know if the diner would have it. It's worth looking, but this is definitely something that needs a replacement. This isn't something you could just fix.
Yeah. So she'll go ahead and start removing it.
Yeah, because due to the rush of packing the ship, you focused on instruments, gear, and food. Didn't really bring any spare parts. At least not this one. You brought a few, but this is one of the larger ones that you probably wouldn't just have handy so much. As you kind of, So what are you guys doing at this point?
Guess we can't glue that thing back together.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about how ships work, but I do know what broken things look like. That's fucking broken.
Is there like
Why
a
not?
quiz or anything we can do to like see if this is like an iPhone situation where the repairs are going to cost more than the
Yeah. So as you kind of glance out of the ship, you do see a handful of other starships that have parked nearby. There's no proper docking. It's basically just a landing zone.
Did we land on top of anyone?
As you're kind of looking at the other ships specifically, because
I would
you never
assume
know.
not, otherwise we probably would have exploded into a fireball.
We see a pair of bright red shoes sticking out from
As you're kind of getting out and just taking stock of your surroundings, you do see a handful of other ships. But even without even rolling, you've kept this ship together with shoestring, bubblegum, and just sheer determination for the past 2 years, effectively. And just kind of looking around, you see that all these ships are not brand new, but relatively newer compared to your ship, and you know that none of them would have compatible parts, or not a compatible manifold coil. So
All right.
unfortunately,
So we couldn't
Looks like-
steal it.
yeah, that looks. But
I'm not mad, but I need to know who plugged the power strip into the power strip.
But isn't that how you make infinite power?
No!
Out
How
of
you
character,
die?
you guys might consider looking at your equipment if you have anything called a comm link that is essentially a smartphone. Because I do not have one.
Do we have equipment? I see it. I've got a cred
Got a
stick.
cred stick. Yeah.
Yep, that's what we store our digital money on.
basically your coin purse.
Mm-hmm. I also
That's
got a
what it's
Mark II healing serum.
That's what I
It's-
store my star coin on.
Mhm.
My star coin wallet.
I've got a
Mark
grenade.
II serum of healing.
Yep. So I got a question for you, Loki, because this is a little bit of character knowledge versus player knowledge here.
Yeah.
But you would like me to roll for this. I know out of character that the Diaspora has like a fuck ton of space pirates.
Mhm.
So is there something that I can roll to have my character maybe know that too as a potential like, did we land at a pirate hangout?
That would be a culture roll.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know if my mercenary theme knowledge kicks in here, but
I would allow knowledge mercenary if you want to substitute that bonus out.
well, no, it's that's what the notes right there. It says
Oh, I got you.
information about military reduce the DC. by
Yeah,
five.
I'll allow that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, kind of looking around. This is you see not like a proper pirate insignia on the ships around, but the few people that are kind of loitering around, they do look rough and tumble. Not entirely sure if they're full-fledged pirates or just outlaws or what, but it doesn't look like there's any proper pirate gang present. We'll say there's no. Yeah.
All right, keep your weapons close. Keep an eye on your cred stick, and if anyone gets in your face, just punch the biggest one in the yard.
Why?
It asserts dominance. Also, there might be space pirates here. It's not impossible.
Space pirates?
Yeah, they're all through the Dysphoria. They like to hide out a lot here. And
Why do you
dwarves.
Yes! That's great. If there are space pirates here, they're going to want a song, and then that's how we can finance our new parts. Everyone's looking at me like I said something dumb.
I cross all four of my arms and say, I want to say it's a bad idea, but I don't have enough knowledge to dispute it otherwise. So yeah.
It's an idea. We don't got much time, so we'd have to hope they want to pay for it pretty quick.
Why don't we just try and find someone who could give us a ride?
That would also be an idea. Although we'd have to shuck our gear out.
Looks at Zim.
Fortunately, because Sem, the drummer, the drum set's actually not like a full-fledged drum set. It's more of a hollow sort of thing. So
Yeah, it's 4 anti-grav plates.
Yeah.
I literally just press a button and they float up.
Hmm?
Because the future.
All right. Either way, we should go inside to see what kind of people we're dealing with.
Yep.
Okay. So as you make your way to the diner, you step through, and just as a tune comes on the jukebox in the corner, inside, the band finds a less than welcoming scene. Buzz's is a dingy place filled with similar grubby patrons. Just kind of doing a quick scan around. It seems like the asteroid serves mostly as a refueling station, and the diner is more of a glorified shower center and vending machine site rather than a proper eatery. The only a handful of people remain inside, each seated at their own table. Most of patrons just sip alcoholic beverages, munch on stale snacks from the vending machine. As you're kind of taking a bit more time, your attention kind of again snaps to the jukebox. It's really the only sound in this space. It seems to be starting the song again, and as it kind of does so, like there's a little gap, like so. As the tune goes something similar like digga 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 digga, and it's almost like an opening riff to a song, and you're like, okay, this is gonna be a pretty let's see where this goes, but then there's that slight pause, and then it repeats, and it seems like every time it repeats, you could see just a little twitch amongst the patrons, just like motherfucker. they are not keen on the jukebox. That's very basically everyone in the diner exudes a sense of malaise and agitation. The diner itself has no staff aside from a single android standing in the middle of a circular counter in the center of the building. This is the titular Buzz, older man covered with scrapes, scars, tattoos, and a few augmentations. When you enter, Buzz looks in your direction, gives you the slightest nod, and returns back to pouring a drink from one of the 3 taps at the counter.
All right, I'm gonna go over to the jukebox.
Okay. As you kind of go to the jukebox, it once again repeats that same few chords, and you see that it seems to be the idle tune. Just kind of something like if there's no song queued up, it will just kind of do that as filler. So you think, oh, we could just play a song and not sure what the deal is, but then you kind of notice a red border around the display that says license has expired. Please call associate for reinstatement. If you want, you could give me either computers or engineering check or even a perception check.
I'll do a computers.
Okay. As you're kind of checking the machine out, you do notice a few telltale signs that this thing perhaps had been previously hacked, where pirated the license, so they were able to listen to it. But at some point, there must have been an update that closed that backdoor for free service, and since then, forever long, it's been stuck in this loop.
Quick, I've got a solution. We'll just download a car. Wait, this is space. A car won't help us.
They updated the DRM.
Of course, when you said it's on repeat, I go back to this one guy's chat. Me and my friend, one time, we queued up What's Up Pussycat 9 times on the jukebox.
Yeah,
And
I
the
think
first
that's
repeat, people... Yeah. And the first repeat, people were like, wait, this is way longer than I thought it was.
Yeah, I think that was like the first John Mulaney bit I ever heard him do was the "What's New Pussycat" bit. What's new, Pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa!
The first John Mulaney I heard was him telling the story about how his friend, every time someone threw a house party, would steal their family photos. Because it was the only thing they couldn't replace.
Oh, but as you're by the jukebox, you do see Infosphere Terminal, just a little ways from it.
I'm gonna walk up to what do you say the guy's name is? I know it's
Buzz.
Buzz.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up to Buzz and skitter up onto one of the bar stools and say, "So what's the deal with the machine?"
They updated the firmware and decided to take the music from us, so we have nothing to listen to. It's either that or silence, and either way, they're going to be upset. But at least this is a distraction. They are upset at one thing rather than everything.
With the silence comes vicious mastication.
And he's there cleaning a glass. So, you going to buy anything?
Yeah, I'll
we're
take,
in
I'll take number
in a
2.
bit of a spot.
I saw your
We
landing.
might be able to buy something, but we kind of need to get to a show here soon. Say we take a crack at that jukebox. If you can see about setting us up with the parts we need, or a ride off of here to what was it we were going to? Exact name, I forget.
Songbird Station.
Vandapalooza, man.
Oh,
Um, parts, huh? You look around,
We need one of these.
lift up a bottle of liquor, shake his head, look around, hold up a few glasses. Fresh out of parts.
yeah, but maybe you know a guy who knows a guy.
Your best bet would
And
probably
like I
check
said-
in the Infosphere terminal there to see if you could get your ship towed.
Is that what you use to hack the jukebox?
No, had a separate module.
Well, I guess let's go take a look at the terminal then, and I'll skitter down over to it.
Yeah, see if you can't at least order something.
How mechanical is the juice box? What is the odds that I can Fonz it?
It's mostly circuitry.
Yeah, I figured. It's just not like how it used to be.
And
Oh,
probably even as you glance from this distance, you could probably see a few dents. Like hitting the jukebox is a common approach, whether they're trying to change the song, stop the song, or just vent some frustration. Either way, it's no stranger to punishment in that regard.
Purely out of character here. God, you guys remember when punching technology at it made it work better?
Right.
That was
Yeah.
nice. Like,
I
it
remember
wasn't
hitting
just a
that
frustration
in the
thing.
NES.
It actually worked.
Yeah.
Threatening the machine spirit still works. Most IT departments have a hammer.
Do I know? I don't really know how the jukeboxes work here. If apparently they're like on a subscription-based model. Is there a way that I could like hack it to only play our music?
Oh, hell yeah.
You could try. As you kind of look at the jukebox, you see it's what's the
Or like, I guess to be more technical about what I'm trying to do, like I'm sure we have like some form of our music just stored on hard drives or whatever the equivalent is.
I'm sure one of you
So
probably
trying
has
to
some
like,
data.
interface that information into the machine so that it'll play the music you have on there or something like that.
Okay. Go ahead and give me knowledge computers.
Oh, fuck. Now I'm thinking of Metalocalypse, where they recorded the masters on water.
You're searching around this thing. It seems like you've tried a few tricks. This isn't the first jukebox you hacked. But it seems like whatever update recently took place has really closed a lot of those loopholes that you can't seem to bypass with your usual tricks. You could probably figure it out, but it might take a while, like a couple hours.
You got scammed, buddy.
How so?
We've got, what, an hour to get to the place?
I thought I was the one doing the scamming. But yeah, and checking for like input ports and stuff like that. You try, like I said, you try a few things, but even just trying to port your own music into it, just you can't get that connection to establish. So if you want to play music, you're probably gonna have to do it yourself.
I can't even use the speakers.
Afraid not. Now without disassembling the thing, and as you're kind of there poking and prodding, you get the impression that while he's not the most happy with it, it's still his property, and probably wouldn't be appreciative of you trying to bust out your screwdriver and disassembling it.
Well, don't worry. I don't care about that. I only care that everything is late. But I do, however, just leave what I've disassembled out. And whatever, like, backboard I had to open.
Yeah.
I'm sure he doesn't give much of a damn what people fuck with it or try to fix it, considering that it's just broken at the moment.
No, you're not the first one to make a stab at it. Perhaps one of the more adept ones, but yeah.
I will buy a number 2 spigot though.
You pour you a drink, hand it over. 3 credits.
All right.
You'd run it.
You said there's 3 spigots, so I just assumed I could just say number 2.
Yep. He just pulls from the middle one.
Surprisingly lacking in flavor.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid swill.
No doubt I'm having a toe/taxi front.
I was thinking about the classic, like, the next character goes up and they ask for milk line. And I was like, but in this setting, if you go up and ask for milk, a legitimate follow-up question is what kind?
Yeah.
The purple one. Thank you.
Give me whatever Luke Skywalker had in that one shitty Star Wars movie.
Actually, the first from the Star Wars movie where they had blue milk?
No, I'm talking about when he drank it from the tit.
Oh, right. I enjoyed that movie.
I'm trying to think if that was actually.
Yeah, but that was unnecessary.
Which one was that? Yeah, it wasn't. It was an unnecessary comment.
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi.
Yeah, it was along those lines.
Well, tolerating my drink, I do ask, check on the info net, or is this just where we live now?
I guess we gotta check the terminal over there.
Listen, you guys know me. I don't do the technical stuff.
Okay, so you hop on the infosphere, which and even as you pop up, there's a few headlines that are just kind of scrolling across there, and one of them is a video of the Songbird station. As you see ships arrive in, it's just a broadcast, or just a cast that's basically saying, got some headliners tonight. Everybody's super excited. This is gonna be the night that could make or break bands across the diaspora.
We're never gonna make it.
But what are you using the infosphere for?
let's see how. Is there a way for us to just check how long it would take towing vessel or whatever to?
Yeah, there's plenty of services that offer towing and maintenance and all that stuff. You follow those, usual protocols, and a confirmation chime pops up, says earliest available maintenance ship will arrive in 10 hours.
Do we have 10 hours?
Nope.
Nope.
I mean, you do, but the show will be over by that point, most likely.
I assume the taxi situation's the same.
Yeah, it seems like there's no taxis are willing to come to that area.
And we are out in the space sticks.
Start looking around for someone who looks like they might be a pilot.
And by their own
pilots
rights, everybody
always
there.
have goggles.
Is there alignment in Starfinder? Neutral
Yeah.
good, yes. Okay.
As you're looking around, you see a half dozen patrons, whether they're mercenary space pirates or somewhat unapproachable types. They're just there, kind of munching on NutriChips, sipping their beers, and occasionally casting a ireful glance at the jukebox. But as you they seem to make a pointed effort to not look at you.
She's gonna stand up on a table and say, "Wait, what's the name of the world we're going to?"
You're looking for Songbird Station.
She's gonna stand up and say, "Is anyone going to Songbird Station for the concert?"
You get a bunch of sardonic scoffs at it, and one of them, a Vesk, rough and tumble looking guy, says, "No one wants to talk. They're a bunch of sad sacks, and the jukebox ain't helping." And he goes back to poking at his data pad.
What if we played a song? One song. We don't have much time. We're not doing a set.
That catches catches some attention.
I'm leaning
Let's
up
see what
against
you
the bar
got.
with my drink. I'm like, I don't know why they're yelling. It's not a big room.
Yeah, you're projecting way too far for this venue.
I just go into playing the opening chords to Neon Rat City.
Okay. Well, as we're doing this, this is going to be more of a skill challenge. If all of you want to get in on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that was just for the opening couple chords.
Yeah. Yep. You're.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Real quick. As part of the skill challenge, you don't have to do specifically profession musician. Similar to the way you have done them in the past, is if you use the same skill repetitively, the DC goes up. But if you could creatively utilize other skills and just kind of describe how you use them, that's also a viable approach. But worst case scenario, or when it comes down to a profession musician, is always going to be a go-to.
Mhm.
So
Cool. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, but first we must argue on what song to play.
We should play mine.
No, we should do that new one that we were working on, Free Day DJ BJ.
writing that one down.
I will write that one down.
But this is totally the wrong
pick up
crowd
your
for Free Day BJ.
Looking at me like I'm weird.
You're just there, kind of casually playing the keys.
That's our free bird, by the way.
It's not cool if only one of us does it.
And I'm there on my guitar too.
So Zane, look, you chime in with your guitar. Do you bust out a few lyrics? I think you're the front man. So, and just if you want to kind of like ad lib lyrics or something like that, I'm just even the attempt will most likely get you a bonus of some kind or another. Again, have fun with it.
Free Day DJ BJ.
So with Dwyn, strumming, tickling the keys, and Zane, adding a bit of guitar riffs to it, you see that they've got some interest. They're liking the change in music. In fact, you're kind of playing it a little bit where you haven't really committed to a song at this point, but more of you're expanding on the repetitive tone coming from the jukebox and adding a lot of flavor and character to it that actually makes it, appealing.
Could I grab a couple of the glasses on the bar and maybe, I don't know, use an engineering check to use those to make different sounds with, to add to it?
You're a
I don't know how
guitarist.
I am, but I'm trying to think of a way to add to the situation.
Gotcha.
It's free flowing music, man. We're just jamming.
And some of you might have magic that could likewise be used to add effects and stage effects and all that stuff too. But yeah, if you want to do a little bit like of a stomp performance a bit with some of the glassware, you could definitely do so. Do you want to use professional musician, or are you wanting to try something else? You said engineering?
Yeah, originally I was thinking like, when crystal makes different sounds when it has different levels of water in it.
Maybe that's like a physical science thing?
Yeah, physical science.
Yeah, I'd be good with that. As they're kind of warming things up, you just see a few glasses around that are, partially full of liquid that he hasn't gotten around to dumping and washing yet.
Yep.
So yeah,
She'll
go ahead and
do
give
that
me
thing where she tests the sound on the rim. You rub your finger on it and it
you
makes
spend-
the eerie sound.
go ahead and give me that physical science roll.
Oh, that's terrible.
Okay, so as you're kind of doing this, you're realizing it takes a while to tune these things.
Yeah.
It's not pre-measured. And
screw this.
Plastic.
I'm just grabbing my guitar.
yeah, and it's also not glass. It's more of space age sort of plastic resin sort of thing.
Yeah.
Not really known for their musical tunes.
Worked for Sandra Bullock.
Well, you're not Sandra Bullock. If I may jump in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna use my 0G drum set, and if I could, instead of performance, use athletics. Did you know one of those drum solos where it's just they're absolutely destroying themselves and hit it so fast? But with Laura,
just going for it.
Yeah, I have a feeling that was the intention when they designed this character.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come
Yeah,
on,
animal.
You could do professional athletics. Okay.
28.
Okay. Kind of things start to fall a little flat as is it
Nuya.
Dwin? Nuya's there just playing with cups, and you get several just laughs at you. But before that could really become a focal point of that, just the cacophony of basically Sem just going full drum solo catches a lot of people by surprise. Like you see several flinch, and a few hands kind of almost go to the grip of their firearms before easing back, and you just hammer those drums, and it takes you not long for the three of you to kind of get in sync. Nia's there doing her best, but all that, and by the time you kind of finish your a couple minutes of just riffing and performance, you actually seem to have impressed the performers, or not impressed the patrons there. 1 second. And yeah, you kind of, as you get into it, you see the patrons, tapping their feet, nodding along, and just by the time you come down to a strong finish, you actually get a few applauds and cheers from those present. There's a few moments where you kind of put your gear away, and the Vesk from earlier approaches. Let me see.
Okay, remember, guys, if he gets in our face, he is the biggest guy in the yard.
We'll give you gas money. Money.
We'll
give you gas money.
Yeah. So the Vesk introduces himself. I'm Cardin. I'm actually impressed. I have expected you to get roughed up and booted out of here, but you guys got some skill. So you're looking for a ride to Songbird Station?
Yep, we got to make the big show.
Yeah, we don't have money for gas though.
That's fine. I'm going to be heading in that direction anyways. I do need to make a quick stop along the way, but shouldn't take too long. I've got a pretty fast ship, so we should be able to make it there in time. Do you guys have any gear beyond this?
Do we?
Well, you got your clothes and all that stuff, but the main thing you need is your instruments. But you could grab a few other things, your personal belongings and whatnot from the ship if you want.
Also, I
Grab
think
our
we probably
bags.
didn't roll an entire drum set into the bar.
No, it's the once again,
Fold
my
up.
my things are described as anti-grav drum pads, so I imagine they're literally just the pads, and then I unclick them and they float out, and then when I turn them off, they all come back into little carrying case I can hold in one hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
If it's comfortably on your back.
Yeah, not a whole lot. We could be ready to go in a few minutes. We ain't got too long though. I hope your pit stop doesn't take too long.
Okay. I just need to close out my tab. Meet me in my ship. It's the one out there called let me see. Yeah. Look for the one that says Saint of Anger on it. Here, I'll go ahead and send. This is what the Vesk looks like. That spiny hair, the dark green scaly skin, and definitely has that sort of rough and tumble vibe that seems to be going on around.
I'm the captain of the bad call.
As he walks away, I'll give Sim a little nudge with my elbow and say, he said he needed to go close his tabs. He was watching porn.
I mean, it's not impossible.
That's what it's for.
Is needing to hit a pit stop makes me think of Futurama. Guess what? You guys are accessories too.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing.
Anybody in the band, go. Just died and dashed.
Okay. So yeah, collecting our stuff. Definitely double checking that I've got this arc pistol and baton. Not that I really went to go up against the Vesk, but hey, better to do
you
it
guys
with a gun and a stick.
Never met a Vesk before?
What was that?
Say again, Michael?
I said, you guys are being very judgy. Have you never met a Vesk before? They just look like lizards. Come on. You can't control what he looks like.
I was more of just thinking about the meeting someone in the Dysphoria. The whole space pirate thing again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sorry, but do we have any options?
No, I'm not against it. I'm just saying be ready, just in case.
I'm always ready. Ready to jam.
Not saying I'm opposed to being an accessory in a crime. I just think we should be aware of the possibility.
Mm-hmm.
As you're kind of talking, you'll see Cardin finish paying his tab and start heading outside.
Quiet, he's coming.
No, he walks right by. He doesn't stop in with you guys. He just heads out and starts going towards the ship.
The only accessory I need is the power of. It's so bad. And then
I use my robot arm and I just grab Dwight by the collar and just lift him up and start heading out.
As he's still talking.
Yeah, just don't interrupt him. Let him finish his thought, but I just grab him by the collar and keep going.
Right. So you all pile in?
Yeah. Nuya's going to make sure she got her bag and bring it.
Okay. Yeah. So the ship exterior does have that sort of burnished black of the void, with some light decorations upon it. But you do see kind of written on the front, Saint of Anger. Definitely has that sort of metalhead vibe to him.
I was going to comment he's named after a Metallica album.
Is there any battle scarring on this ship?
Oh yeah. There's several scuffs, cuts, welded plates, and this thing, not patchwork, but has definitely seen its fair share of conflict in the void. In fact, you even see that it has a few weapon systems on it. This thing isn't your van. This thing is not a Starfinder, but an actual ship. Yeah, it's not a space bus. Yeah. So as you kind of pile in, you see a handful of seats, not really padded or anything like that. It's all perfunctory, hard points for buckling in and all that. And if you're all set, he will lift off and take off towards Songbird Station or somewhere along the way.
Nuya's real into meeting new people, apparently, in different cultures. And so she's going to try and sit up front close to him so she can constantly just ask him questions. Where he's from, where he's been, what he usually does, what's his favorite place, what's his least favorite place, what's his favorite food, what's his favorite food from his least favorite place, and favorite food from his most favorite.
At this point, he would look over to probably Sem and be like, does this one have an off button?
I do that universal gesture of raising your hands. We're like, hey, it's not on me. It's not my fault.
I've spent a lot of times with droids, and some of those do have off buttons. It's funny that you say that.
He turns up his music a bit more.
She walks back and she's still talking.
You got any alcohol? She's a lightweight.
You actually see him kind of reach down and pull out a half-drank flask of, or not flask, but bottle of some type of liquor.
All right, I'm gonna start looking around for anything that reveals that this guy's like a space pirate.
Okay.
I don't know if they've got like shit that distinguishes them at all, but
are you like leaving the cockpit and exploring, or are you just checking the immediate surroundings for any sort of insignia and the like?
Yeah, I get up and I say, I'm gonna use the bathroom.
Fair, down the hall.
I think they call those refreshers here.
On the back of the toilet is the latest copy of Space Pirates Monthly.
Go to give me a perception check.
I'll use the correct terminology, Gombo. I'm gonna go use the rat hole.
Another good song.
So what did you say, Loki?
Perception check.
Perception.
Okay. Looking around, you don't see any sort of indications that he's affiliated with any sort of pirate gang. There's no insignia. You do see a weapons locker that's locked. You see, peek into his bedroom. Just it's ill kept. Stuff strewn about, but again, no indication that he's affiliated with any sort of pirate.
But can he find the bathroom on a 9?
Yeah. Fortunately, there's only so many rooms in this.
From looking around, do I ever see any like computer systems or anything?
A few things. So you do see like the weapons terminal. You see scanning arrays. Again, anything you'd expect from like a combat situated ship. You do see plenty of those terminals around.
Is there a way to like shadow run, get into the internal systems through systems like that, or?
Yeah. What are you looking for specifically?
Just to see if there's any records on the ship or anything about who this guy is.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me a computer's check.
30.
Okay. You do see it's registered, in fact, on his name. No last name. Well, wait. Try to remember. Do Ves? Because I know all their planets are named Vesk, but I don't think they. Can't remember if they have surnames.
Have a last name. I think I don't remember. I read it a while ago.
Okay. This one doesn't seem to have any sort of last name written on there. Just Cardin. Let's see. You said you're looking just for some background on this guy.
Yeah, if he keeps any kind of like logs of who's going in and off the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Just, basically same thing. Trying to figure out if he has a space pirate or not.
As you're kind of searching through his stuff, you could see he's more of a smuggler than a pirate from kind of what little bits and bobs you're getting from, just various bits of information that are stored on there. It's not really organized. It's just almost like personal notes of, drop this off, got this cash. Drop this off, got this cash. You do see some mention. It seems like he's done work for pirates in the past, but it's not a particular one faction. He seems more freelance.
Well, that's good. Legality about smuggling goods is super flexible.
All right, then I'll close everything back out. Go to the bathroom, wait a few minutes, flush the toilet, go back in and go, man, remind me not to get sushi from Galaxy Gas again.
You double flush?
We warned you beforehand.
But no, seriously, did you double flush?
I'll just get her back out and go flush the toilet.
Honestly, it's probably better if Carden just convinced that room space.
Right. All right. So you're traveling for probably about 45 minutes at this point. And that's when you could kind of see through the viewport a ping that a ship has been identified in the distance. As the screen kind of enhances, we'll say. You see a large derelict vessel with the name RS Shelter written across the side in bold block letters. Clearly has been abandoned for some time based on a state of disrepair. See holes in the hull and various scorch marks. And as it kind of zooms in, after a couple more seconds, you see a few smaller pings around it. Just one smaller ping. You see another starship featuring a large insignia of a fire-breathing mastiff docked in one of the shelter's empty bays. You can see he's seems to be plotting a course to land in one of the adjacent bays.
All right, as long as we don't get pulled over while we're in the car. Just gotta get to the concert.
So, he comes in at smooth landing, shuts things down, locks the system, and turns and says, he stands up from the captain's chair, reaches over to a locker and pulls out a flame dashto, and kind of straps it across his back.
You're gonna have to tell some of us what a flame dashto is.
It is basically like a giant flaming, almost like a laser scythe.
Okay, it's exactly what it sounds like.
I assume it floats on his back without any kind of holder.
It seems to have a mechanical,
don't even think
or
we
not
recorded
mechanical,
that.
but a magnetic point.
Cope with a deep cut to the unrecorded conversation pre-game.
Let's see if I could find a picture of it. Okay.
Okay. So he leaves. Is what you're saying?
No. He gets up, puts the flame dashto, not ignited at this point, just attaches it to a magnetic point on his back and says, "Suit up, kids, and don't forget to grab your weapons. You're coming inside with me. I want you to meet my friends." As he gets up and begins to cycle the airlock as you, assuming, do you guys follow alongside of him?
Hey,
glance to the others like,
listen, if I have to kill anyone, I'm charging you.
And if you want, we could retroactively do a culture check to see if you recognize the insignia that was on the other ship.
Sure, I'll roll one of those. I'm the one that trained to be a killer.
All right.
Nope.
I'm really into cultures.
Even if it was, unless it was DC 10 and I got that lowered by 5.
Zane.
So people can say what they want to say, but I'm not going to go ahead and say, I'll speak up and say, well, your friends are free to come to the concert if they want. We're kind of in a rush. We thought this was going to be like a 5-minute in and out type of thing.
Oh, it is. It is.
Oh,
We're just
we need guns and weapons for.
as you kind of asked that, Nuya, you're not entirely sure, but Zane recognized the insignia of the you recognize the insignia on the other ship as belonging to the Diamond Tash Taurus, a pirate. Yeah, they're part of a pirate gang known for smuggling and violence. And they're kind of let me see. So the Tash Taurus is an alien that looks similar to a Mastiff, but they are. Let's see. I think they.
Are you saying a mastiff like a dog?
Like a dog, it
Okay.
qualifies as a magical beast, and what's most unique about them is they naturally have the ability to shoot basically beams of energy from their muzzles.
Do they like to keep small bands as prisoners for their entertainment?
I wouldn't know.
Oh.
So if you're all tagging along, those that come along, he would turn around and say, "By the way, remember that I'm your only chance of getting that gig. So either come inside or kiss your show goodbye."
Okay, but we're just musicians.
I already outlined my terms.
All right.
If you remember when he said, "Bring your weapons and follow me," I said, "Okay, but if I kill anyone, I'm charging you."
All right. As long as there's not more than 4 of them, we'll be fine. They've got 4 arms.
Because backstory-wise, I was going to be a mercenary before I became a musician. So I feel like the whole, let's go meet some shady people. We might need to kill them. I'd be like, yeah, okay. This feels right.
Yeah. Who knows? Might make for a good song.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as you step off the ship, the first thing you notice is that the docking bays that you exit out onto are devoid of gravity. And the ones you're currently in seems to be connected to the adjacent one with a large door that seems to be open at this point. There's tons of floating debris around empty supply crates. Transition you guys over.
Are we getting onto the derelict vessel?
Yeah. You landed your ship.
The meeting's in there. Okay.
Yeah. So you should all see the screen now, or the map now. So this red light back here, that marks where your ship is docked. And you're just kind of in this almost like loading area for your bay. And you see 4 well-armed individuals and just kind of a sour demeanor on their expressions. And from the centermost one seems to be carry himself with that air of authority. Speaks, "Well, Cardin, I hope you have the data module. I see you picked up some strays, though I don't think they're going to be any help here. Just hand it over, and we could get everything settled and go about our way." Cardin just lets out a grunt as he takes a few steps forward. No sudden moves, Narwhal. As he kind of tosses over, it looks like a little, almost like a USB thumb drive sort of thing. Just kind of tosses it, and zero gravity just allows it to carry over. And as it's kind of transitioning across the space between them, Marwell says, "It's about time you did something smart, Cardin." And just lets out a little bit of a menacing laugh as he grabs the device and connects it to his suit to basically interface with it. you see that there's a loud boom as it basically detonates, sends it flying back with a scream of pain as Cardin ignites their Dashto and begins to charge. But seems like one of the associates was ready and just snap fired and hit him with a laser in the leg, kind of dropping him to a knee with a snarly look. All right, kids, guess we're done here. Get me back to my ship. I'm the only one that can pilot it, so you better keep me safe. And at this point, let's go ahead and roll for the encounter. Give me initiative rolls. Actually, let me get
Yep.
See, that's why you don't plug in strange USBs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need a
I
sound
think that's
system.
kind of it.
You lick them first.
Yeah, I think wasn't there a big government hack because the hacker literally just like left a USB in the CIA's parking lot or something,
Mhm.
That's funny. So sad, but funny.
and they literally like a CIA agent or someone with like high level clearance was like, "Huh, I'll plug this into my computer that I have all of my high level clearance on."
Oh, this might have good information. I'll get a promotion.
So something I do enjoy about this character with the forearms thing is I have my two weapons are a laser rifle and a carbon steel curved blade. They're both two-handed weapons, which means I can wield them at the same time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
really
that is fun.
All right. All right. So Marwal injured, slips, was blown back and kind of stuck in among some debris. He's still alive and well. Well-ish. That hurt him a fair amount. And yeah, all the weapons are drawn and they are ready to fight Zane. But you were first to ready and go. As it should be known, you are all actually. If you want, you could have repositioned your characters a little bit. Forgot to mention that before this started. If you want, you could place them roughly in the area they're at, like say within 3 squares of their current starting place.
Honestly, I think this is pretty much where I'd be.
Okay, perfect. And if you want, go ahead and pull up your zero gravity handout because that does
It is
particularly affect. Oh, is it? Oh,
It
okay.
is
Let
blank.
me. Move. I don't know why they put all this stuff on the GM notes. So let me put it in there. There we go. All right. Can you see it now?
Mhm.
All right. So the way movement works is once you start moving, you can't reposition unless you can't reorient unless if you have something to kick off of or throw something or interact with something on the way to either catch yourself or change direction. With movement, you'll move that turn and then you'll continue that same speed at the start of your turn as you kind of continue floating that direction. If you want, you can take a few minutes just to read through it, just to familiarize yourself with the rules.
Question: it says if a creature is smaller or larger than you, you can redirect off of it. What if it's the same size?
We'll say you still can, but kind of it's at reduced speed since you're
It says
basically
one size smaller or than itself or larger. So medium can kick off of small or larger.
I would personally allow the house rule where you could at reduced speed, you could do it with someone your same size. It's just because you're basically moving them at the same time you're moving yourself. I'll allow it for people the same size to reposition with other people. And one of the important things to note is the off-kilter status, because that very well may come up.
All right.
And yeah, you could also sacrifice some bulk you may have on you to use it to reorient yourself as well, if you need something to recover, because if you're off kilter and just floating in space, you're kind of stuck there until you find something that you could balance your or adjust your momentum.
All right, let's get him back to the ship.
Let's see.
You're a son of a bitch.
Guns
We didn't
blazing.
agree to this.
We got a gig to play.
It's 10 credits per head.
All right, so Zane, what are you doing?
Well, looks like I've got some bardic abilities, but it's advantage to or bonus to attack one dude I pick out, or a small heal. So,
Yeah, envoys are like diplomancers.
mhm. Yeah, it seems like diplomacy is a little gone at this point. So,
Yeah, but you technically have no magic, but you're just so damn charismatic in leadership that you actually provide buffs.
I believe you have weapons, don't you?
What's
Oh,
the way? What's
I
the
do,
way?
yes. But,
Loki, if you
What was
can. How do we come in? Just so we know how to get out.
The red door back there.
Okay,
that
so
one?
we could just try to.
Not this one. This is a stain.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
paying
down
attention.
here by the compass rose is the way out.
If you have any ranged options, they might be good, so that we can just hold and then wait for him to get behind us and then fall back. So you don't have to kill them. We just have to get to the ship.
Yep.
And looking at Cardin, actually, do I have him on the tracker? No, I do not.
might help.
Yeah. Although it seems like he's kind of immobilized at this point, and his Dashto isn't going to be too much help close as a range.
You grab him and pull him back to the ship. I'm gonna take a shot at, I guess, this dude over here.
Okay. What type of
Oh
weapon is it?
wait, I was confused. So our guy got blown
That
up.
kind.
No, the enemy guy here got blown up. Cardin
that's
basically
what I thought.
tossed the data module to him. He plugged it in and detonated.
So do they both have those swords then? The Dashko or whatever?
Nope, it was
No,
just
only
our guy
Cardin
got
does.
shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But somebody quick shot him in the leg, and he's wounded and needs us.
Oh, okay, that's what
Yeah.
he's with.
Yeah. Yeah, he was about ready to charge and kick some ass, and then realized, oh fuck, took an arrow to the knee.
Yeah, so we'll just get Sim to grab him and GTF.
Right, so 4 for the stack arc attack versus, I believe that's EAC. Unfortunately, that's a miss as your shot goes wide and splashes into one of the barriers in front. Cover is also, I forgot to mention, cover is also a vital aspect to this game where
Guns.
Yep, guns. So if you want to move, you're kind of stationary on the ground now, but you could kind of kick off and go into whatever direction you want.
Mhm. Guess I'll kick off towards the ceiling and try to angle back towards the way we came in, because not really much around us except each other.
Okay. What's your movement speed? Actually, is there? I think you could just move your full speed.
30 feet.
Yeah. So okay. Go ahead and pick your direction, and again, remember once you're in air, reorienting yourself is only possible if you have something to push off or interact with. So if you go up, the ceiling is probably about 40 foot tall in here. So just so you know.
Oh, do we have magnetic boots or not?
No, you don't have magnetic boots. You just kind of manage to kind of enter this room slowly and are just kind of there are some handholds around you currently that you could use to kind of position yourself safely. But no, you don't have magnetic boots.
Try and pull myself along then, because that.
Okay. I believe that would be a climbing maneuver if you want to go that route. So let's do your speed at half if you're going to basically be doing handholds the entire way. are you able to interact with your character? There you go. Okay. All right. Is that your full turn?
I guess, yeah, I took action and
Okay.
move. I think it's still the same distribution of stuff.
Yeah, it's still the same as Pathfinder First Edition.
All right. Cardin. Let's see. He would kind of look back and reach, basically extend his dashto to Sem, basically not ignited anymore. Basically use it as a handhold if you want to use it to fling him. All right, let's see what you got, big guy. And that's his raid action. He'll assist you if you want to do a strength check or athletics check to basically slingshot him in a direction.
Yeah, I did have a question. How high is this thing here?
That thing, that's about 3 foot tall. Maybe half cover if you're behind it.
Yeah, I was wondering about cover.
Mhm.
Because this is my thinking. I forget what the action is to. Well, I probably haven't even drawn my curved blade. Now that I think about it, he wouldn't go in with a drawn sword.
Mhm.
Rifle's one thing, so I definitely have my rifle in hand. So, if I can, I would like to move straight here, but as I'm passing him, use my 2 free arms to grab and we 0G slingshot him that direction. I can continue on.
Okay, yeah, I'll allow that.
An athletics check, I assume.
Yep, athletics to. I'll need 2 from you, either acrobatics or athletics. One to fling him, and the other to make sure you don't get off kilter with the maneuver.
Definitely gonna be athletics because acrobatics is a -2, athletics are a 10.
There you go. Yep. So go for
fling
it.
him.
Yep.
15.
All right, and he will. And he'll assist you. Okay. Yep. So that gets him going in this direction. Let's see. 15 will get him 20 feet this round. At the start of his turn, he'll move another 20. Is this the direction you sent him, or was there another direction?
Yeah, I was gonna fling him towards the door. So in that direction you had is just fine.
Okay. Yeah, give him to me. I'll take him from here.
And then my second athletics to not be off kilter.
Yep.
22, even better.
Yep, you're good.
And is that my action for the turn, or?
Since he readied, I think I'll allow you to still have your action. We'll just call that a swift action, just to give you a little bit better action economy.
So then I'll after I swing forward, I 0G plant my feet on this thing directly in front of me, and then I'm gonna take a rifle shot over it, almost like I'm shooting down. But
okay,
no 0G.
Yeah, for sure. What is up?
No, not full attack. 11 energy AC. That'll probably miss.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a miss.
Yep, I'm a much better melee fighter.
Mm-hmm. All right. Good night.
This is definitely not about the music, man. Sorry about your friend. We don't have anything to do with this. Buy our new album. I'm going to cast Grease in this square right here.
It's the sweet music of carnage.
Okay. So do you do it on the ground, or do you basically just create is it a 10 by 10?
Bubble?
Yeah, I'll just put it in the chat.
Just do a 10 by 10 bubble?
Yeah, and that choke point.
Okay.
So they can't just all run past.
Or fly through.
Do they have jets?
No, everybody, again, this is a 0 gravity chamber.
Oh, 0 gravity, yeah. So
yeah.
You're right. So Grease is just gonna float around, which would just be gross. That wouldn't help at all. Okay, then I'll go ahead and use Overheat then, I guess. Which is, well, actually, I might have to get in range for this because it's a 15-foot cone, so I'd have to get super close. 15, yeah. I mean, I guess I have a gun. Do I just want to shoot a guy?
It's always solid
Don't
tail,
tire yourself out too much, Sim. We still got a whole concert to go to.
What are you willing to do for the band, Dwayne?
Play music!
I cannot emphasize enough how much I am charging this man for everyone that I shoot.
Right, so you're moving.
Yeah, move down there.
Could you do your path again real quick? Like
we go in
Sorry.
straight lines in 0G.
Yeah. Unless if you want to move at half speed and you could kind of
would've
slowly
been
do
right
handholds along the way.
Technically, you can only go in a straight line.
Yeah.
So you can tell me if that would work or not.
What was it again?
This
Nice.
Can you not see the path where it is right now?
Like this? I would say you might get hung up on here. If you give me athletics or acrobatics, we could say you could grab onto it and use it to maneuver yourself, and then you could get to where you need to be.
Okay. I will do that then. Let me see which one's higher. Acrobatics is 3, athletics is -1.
All right. Okay. As you kind of clip this to try to steer yourself, you add a little bit of extra rotation yourself. You are off kilter.
With a 19, man. Come on. Okay, so where do I end up?
You could still be here. You just have the off kilter
Okay.
Top,
debuff.
you see menus, and then it says buffs, and then conditions. And then if you go to conditions, one of them is off kilter, so you can just click it, and it'll do the Pathfinder thing where it automatically affects your rolls.
Okay.
Yeah, Starfinder was the beginning of Paizo's obsession with many, many conditions. There's so many conditions
Yeah.
in second edition.
So that just
So-
makes me flat-footed?
So it makes you flat-footed, and you take -2 penalty to your attacks.
Yep.
And you can't take move actions except to right yourself. Oh wait, hold on. Actually, no, you did get a bonus since you had an object, stationary object to brace yourself on. So that added a +4 bonus to it. So you actually succeed. So you are not off kilter. Sorry about that. Forgot that you used the handhold. So you are there, and I think you still have your action.
Yep. I guess. Do I even have a line on anyone? Nope.
You might have a shot on this guy.
Oh.
You got a little bit of soft cover, but you can make the shot. Because from your vantage point, Sem is technically prone.
Has anyone shot at us yet, though?
Not you directly, but you seem
They
like
shot-
they're following you with their rifles. They're about to open fire. You guys are just a little bit quicker.
I mean,
Okay,
they shot our
Ace,
ride. They shot first.
Can I, hit the ground at the end of my turn here and hide behind this forklift?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
So-
then that's what I'm going to do.
So you're gonna push off and go here and hide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then go right here.
All right.
So that guy doesn't have their shot on me.
You're kind of at the front of the forklift there. If you're to go here, you'd have full cover.
Go where?
Or if you go back one more square,
Right
yeah.
there?
that will give you not full cover, but enhanced or advanced cover, where it gives you a +8 to your AC.
All right. Then that's my turn.
Okay.
I'm just like, I'm not ready to make the transition from synth to murder.
All
It's
right.
a remarkably thin line.
Let's see. Could he get a line on you? I don't think he can.
Meanwhile, you'll all see Nuya still standing in the middle, like, oh wow, what is happening?
Like, wow, this shit is nuts. All right. If I could hit you at a corner. Okay. So he's able to fire at you, but you do have You do have cover, so this will be your AC is +4 for this attack.
All right.
$15 EAC.
EAC, I believe though. Yeah, I'm 16 even before the +4.
Perfect. Okay. And then he will go ahead and kick off and try to get to a bit. See if he could get a little bit more options as far as firing solutions. So he's going to go this way and see if he could grab onto that. Let's see.
This is why I charged up front, guys. I'm the soldier.
Right.
I got all the AC, and I've got an ability that makes me move faster. So.
All right. So he's got that, and then that was 20 feet. So he's going to do 5 and 10 to go there and get a little bit of cover. Okay. This guy is going to. He is off kilter at the moment. Let's see if he can recover because he just got bloated up. Okay. Yep. He manages to orient himself, and then he's going to use his move action to kick off and try to find some cover as well. Let's see. I think he'll go this way and try to get behind this and grab hold. Let's see if he could. Okay. Yep. So he's good there. And that is his turn. All right. This guy. What does he have? He has a pretty decent shot at Nuya. I think he'll take a shot at her because he doesn't quite have a good. Sam has a fair amount.
She's holding up her hands like, I surrender. But you all look the same.
20 versus EAC.
I'm looking on my sheet. Where would the EAC be?
It's just below health and saving.
17.
17. All right, so he hits you for 4 fire damage, and you take that from your stamina points.
Yes, just above armor classes, you'll see that it says stamina points and hit points.
Okay, so I have 24 stamina points and 28 hit points. So you gotta lose all your stamina in order to start taking hit point damage, like in this system.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And stamina points are a lot easier to recover. Hit points are a lot trickier to recover.
I like that.
All right. Then he will likewise kick off and try to get a bit of distance from the tough-looking guy that's just on the other side of that crate.
You would recognize the song as soon as it came on. Neo Tokyo. It's a good one.
So he's going to tuck himself into this and just.
Is that like a big crane or something? It looks like a crane.
Yeah. It's basically a crane-like device, like almost like a mechanized sort of loader.
Gotcha.
All right. Nuya, you got shot.
Yeah. What is item interaction like in this system? Can you pull out a
Same as Pathfinder.
Yeah.
All right. She has a fire extinguisher. She was, as that guy was coming at her, she was going to pull out her fire extinguisher, offer out her arm to like link arms with him, and then tell him to hold on to my belt. Gonna fly us out of here.
Oh yes. Okay, I like this. This is cool. Okay.
And she's gonna use, I don't know, piloting or engineering.
I would allow either acrobatics or piloting.
All right, let's go. We're going piloting because who doesn't want to fly with a fire extinguisher? Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right, let's see.
So her goal is to fly down here.
Okay.
And then make another blow to go that way.
All right. So as you squeeze the nozzle, you get the as the both of you start going. You realize so your propulsion method isn't exactly centered, so you're kind of spiraling a bit. You are off kilter as you're kind of even with just a little burst, you're kind of you've got all sorts of rotation going on. So, are you using this as a full move? Actually, yeah, we could, because you have that propulsion. Let's say you're able to kick off, and you could use this as a double move.
Yeah, she was going to use the propulsion just to get her started. She hadn't blown it the whole time.
Right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so you just did that burst enough to get a little bit of speed.
Yep.
Like, are you pulsing it, or are you just? So I guess the question is, how many feet of movement do you want?
So she wants
because the more feet of movement, the more out of control you'll be.
Oh gosh. So she wants 40 feet to here. But
okay.
So screwed up the cube. And then she wants another 40 feet to there.
Okay. So 40 feet to here, that's your movement. But with that check, you are off kilter and yeah, you're
Should we do another piloting to get ourselves to stop spinning around in circles?
Yeah, you need to use your action to get yourself off or back to balance.
No.
Okay.
That's a natural one.
The other way.
So yeah, you give me a 1d8.
All right.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So with a pulse, you basically slam the both of you against the wall here.
Well, at least that's a wall.
Yeah, no damage. But you are still off kilter and basically, not stuck against the wall, but sprawled out. And Carden looks at you like, good idea. Work on the execution.
Thank you.
Get down, they have guns.
I read it in a book one time.
All right. This guy. He has a pretty decent shot at Sem. Sem does have partial cover, so from this angle, a +2.
All right.
All right. 21 EAC.
With the +2, that'll hit.
Okay. Take 3 fire damage, and I think he'll stay there. Actually, let me see real quick. I want to see what a full attack does, because if it's an extra attack, then okay. So the second attack will be a 17.
Would they have? Well, because it's like Pathfinder, where you have to be a high enough level to get multi-attack.
Yeah, and they do.
Okay.
Yeah, this is their
that will miss.
Okay, so the first shot hits you, the second shot goes wide.
Okay.
That's his turn. All right, Zane.
This may be a runaway encounter.
I got a plan when my turn comes around.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. No, I think she's out of range of the ability. Yeah, within 30 feet. Yeah, well, if you can get close enough to me, I can feel your
I mean, I've
stamina
only taken
damage.
Are you doing a double move?
Of 36.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty good.
So let's see. At this point, you're out of handholds. So I think it was 5, 10, 15. So your first movement, you could end there. But at this point, you're going to have to maneuver or kick off.
Can he kick off of that crate, or is
Yeah.
it a wall?
No, yeah, he could kick off the crate.
Where, trying to get to this.
To that red. Basically, if you make it on the compass rose, you have the option to get out.
I don't see a compass rose.
Yeah, we remember we got dynamic lighting. Loki says.
Oh, I got you. Here, let me see if I could. I'll just turn off dynamic lighting.
I mean, you could just say this red thing right over here.
Yeah.
I think we can all see it.
Yeah, I guess I'll try and kick off towards it.
Okay. All right, you kick off. All right. So the only issue is the landing. So I need to get either a acrobatics or athletics check to make sure you're not off kilter as you kind of get to the door.
Well, they're both terrible, but acrobatics is a 7. The other one's a -1. And 23.
23. Okay. Yep, that's enough. So you're able to make it to the door and plant yourself on there. You don't quite have the movement to go. Well, you could go through now if you want and get out of combat, or just linger there.
I'll linger there because if I'm the first one in, I'm not going to leave them behind. I need them. It's a bit short notice to find a new band.
Cardin. He is. I think he's going to kick off Nuya, let Nuya kind of go against the wall here, so she could have a chance to kick off and try to propel himself towards the door. Actually, I guess he wouldn't need to do so since he has a solid wall here. So yeah, he'll just kick off. Let's see. Does have a penalty to that, so this -4. Okay, yeah, he is. He goes to kick off and makes it about. Basically, as he goes to kick off, his leg buckles beneath him, makes it about 10 feet, and he is off kilter. He's going to. Yep, he's just floating there.
You didn't want to fly with me again? Sim, get back over here. We're nothing without a drum line.
All right, so I got a couple questions before I say what my action is here, Loki.
Mhm.
So you said this is like a big crane thing. Is there any, by chance, anything like suspended in air or looks like hydraulic, something that it would crash into something else if it was properly nudged?
Go ahead and give me a either engineering or physical science. See if you could.
I have to be the brainy stuff. It couldn't be like perception. At least I've got a +1.
Well, since you're looking for like a specific line, like something that will get a behavior out of it, you kind of need to know the machine to do it.
All right. Come on.
Okay,
Natural
yep, that's
20.
enough. Yep. So what are you trying to get it to do? Because
here's my thought. Is I had an idea to send something crashing into it to make something drop. I don't expect it to actually hurt anyone, but they're all taking cover around it. I was wondering if I could cause some sort of like reverberation of debris, because air has movement too, so it could knock you off kilter and 0G. Basically, give all of them off kilter, but do no damage.
So as you're kind of looking at it, you did entry. Okay, yeah. So you could kind of see that this thing's actually in a tense state.
Yeah.
Almost like a wound up spring. And you do see the hydraulic line that if you were to snap it, that boom would basically do a rotation, a very fast and violent rotation, because that hydraulic line is the only thing resisting that mechanical spring from engaging.
Okay. So then here is my follow-up question. This box I'm using as cover, is it attached to the floor?
Yes, that one is.
Damn it. I was going to do something really cool if it wasn't.
Yeah. Though there is plenty of debris, so maybe about...
Well, what my original plan was, if it wasn't attached to the floor, is I was going to grip it with my 2 hands that are free and then push off the floor with me still on the box, then pull back with my hands, put both my feet on it, and then push while I release with my hands to send the box like a bullet while I push backwards, and then it hits the thing and it collapses as I get to move backwards. Realistically, it's still an action. It's still a standard action in a movement, but I just like the action movie sound of it.
Right. How about this? I'll let you get 2 attack rolls. One that's basically shearing the bolts that's currently holding it down with a melee weapon, and then the other is going to be your movement to basically kick off with athletics to send this thing rocketing towards. Are you aiming for that weak spot to try to get it to actuate?
I'm aiming for the weak spot.
Okay.
As I said, mechanically, it's a standard action, hoping to get them off kilter, then just move my speed straight backwards. But I'm just describing it in a really nifty way.
So I'll let you go ahead and use your attack to shear it free, and then use your movement to kick it to where you want it to go.
All right. Do you actually want me to roll the attack?
Yeah, it's more just to see how much damage there is, but
17.
Oh yeah. No, you just carbon steel. You just shear. The bolts are kind of already corroded, and it's just a clean shink, and you see this thing start to lift off. Now there's no longer affixed in place. And give me an athletics check to kick it to where you need to go.
Come on. 15?
Yeah, I'll allow it. Let's see. So you go
Yeah, I go
15
straight-
feet this way. And
Only 15 feet, not my movement.
wait, hold on. Because this thing was smaller than you, you go half speed, this goes double speed.
Gotcha.
Because you kind of need that in order for it to impact. So
that also begs the question: is my half speed rounded up or down? Because my speed is 35.
I'll allow it to be rounded up.
Okay, so then I'll be there.
Okay. All right. So this thing, you watch as it flies and hit a key junction box that kind of held a lot of the mechanical portions. You see it crack, and then in one violent motion, this long boom just does a basically a 180, not 180, almost like a 180, and basically goes straight forward. So basically swings around and just smacks this guy. Let's see. Go ahead and give me a. Let me just do a. We'll just do a 1d20 plus 8. See how that does. So let's see. So it kind of loses a lot of its momentum as it kind of gets there, but still impacts him and sends him careening to the back. It doesn't deal much damage, but does basically slam him against a wall. And let's see if he gets knocked off kilter.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I'll say that automatically makes him off kilter just because he just got hit.
That was my primary goal, was to get them all off kilter, even if I did no damage.
Yeah. So he managed to knock this one back and get off kilter. It didn't quite have enough momentum with that strength check to follow through and hit this one, but this one is at least off kilter.
All right. I guess that's my turn.
Yes, it is. All right. Do a night.
Dry night, buddy. Stop crying on the floor. Let's go.
Hold up.
He
Remember,
is muted.
zero G. You need to adjust that a bit.
And Michael, you are muted.
So where was I? I was like right there.
Yeah, you're right there.
So what? It'd have to be that way, right?
Right. Problem is you have this box in the way. So if you go up, you'll be up high. So probably about, say, 10 feet above the door. Unless if you want to grab onto the box and maneuver around it.
Before he kicked off, just so we're all learning the system, could he, from right here, could he have held onto the forklift and pulled himself down?
Yeah, I'd allow that, where if you want to use the, yeah, I'll allow that. So if you want to shift, use 5 feet to go down and then kick off.
Yeah, but then that will send me hurtling towards.
You could angle it a little bit if you want to go to a space next to him.
All right.
Like you could have a. All right. So as you're on your way to the wall, go ahead and give me an athletics or acrobatics with a +4 as you try to grab something to stabilize yourself.
I am acrobatic.
Okay. Yep. You managed to grab hold and plant yourself on the wall. If you want, you could leave at this point or linger.
Yeah, definitely leaving.
Okay. So we'll pull you through there and you're off the battle map. View from the tracker. Right, this guy. Sem is pretty open. He'll take a shot at you. Full round attack. Oof.
I can't see any of these rolls, so you have to tell me what they are.
Oh, you can't? Okay.
No.
Why is it not showing? Huh. Okay, so first attack was a critical hit for a 27. Does 9 + 9 + 5 burn. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. points of
Okay.
damage. The second one was a 18. Does that hit your EAC?
EAC, yeah.
All right, that's an additional 5 points of fire damage.
All right, I got 5 stamina left.
All right, this guy is going to kick off and withdraw. Let's see, acrobatics. Nope, he's there and off kilter. Spend an action, try to orient himself. Okay, he manages to orient himself, but he's still there. All right. Diamond Tashdari. See. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So since he's firing through this and you are closer to it, you do have cover from it. So that will add +4 to your AC.
Still me?
Yes.
Okay.
That is a 18.
18 with a +4. That will miss.
Okay. So shot goes wide as he can't quite get a clear shot at you. Yeah. Oh wait, no, he's going to try to position back with his boss. Jump there and let's see, acrobatics. With the +4 for using something stable, he is good. Then squeeze back there. All right. Yeah.
No, yeah. If she pushed off, she wouldn't have to make an acrobatics until she got there, but she could only go her distance or double move. How does push off work?
Yeah, push off. You could go your speed. If you're going through Cardin's space, you'll have to do them like acrobatics or athletics to avoid bumping into him.
What if she wants to grab him?
Oh, okay. If you want to do that and just kind of, throw yourself at and carry the both of you, you could also do that. That would also be either acrobatics or athletics.
All right, she'll try that. She'll go poof. There.
Okay. And go ahead and give me that acrobatics or athletics.
Oh.
All right. You both keep going another 20 feet.
Okay.
He's right there, and you are right here. And you are both off kilter. Actually, let me see if he saves. All right, so yeah, you both are off kilter at this point and floating. That was your movement?
Still in here, Kenneth, or do you run to the ship?
He's still there.
Oh.
All right. So that's your movement, and since you don't, well, you could either kick off Cardin or use something else with your action, but at the moment you don't have any other way to maneuver yourself. Well, no, you do have the fire extinguisher if you want to give that a shot.
Blow my fire extinguisher to go back here and try and get Zim. What's my max move with the fire extinguisher at this point?
We'll say if you just want to open it up all the way, you could probably get 60 feet, but it's going to be a very difficult roll to make sure you're stable.
Yeah.
And that you go in the direction you want, especially now that you're off kilter.
Oh, she wants this trip. All right, so that'd be 30. Then.
Well, before you do that,
How far?
So
I am, just so you know,
Yeah.
my momentum is going to carry me straight back into the crate at the start of my turn.
Yeah.
Lead the target. Maybe consider fly back here.
Yeah.
I'll do that. And that'll keep cover too.
So give me a.
That's what you're gonna try to do. 1d8.
Give me acrobatics with a -4.
What about a piloting? Since I'm driving.
Yeah, I'll allow piloting as well.
All right, -4 on top of that.
Yep. So 19.
Yeah.
Not bad. You get in the direction you're wanting to go. But
1d3 to either direction or either side.
How far were you wanting to go?
I wanted to go to right here, 35.
Right there? 35 feet. Okay. Okay. Yep. You're headed in that direction. You are still off kilter. And you are actually just above the crate at this point. You can reach down and grab it if you had more action economy. But right now you're just above the box, and you might go sailing over it if you. If you want, you could give me a. Is there reflex saves? If you want, give me a reflex save to try to prevent yourself from just going further.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow that. So you basically managed to grab on. You're still off kilter, but at least you're not. You basically drained all your momentum, so you're not going to basically keep going this direction at the start of your next turn. All right.
Don't worry, Sam. I'll save you.
This guy. Let's see. He is off kilter. Let's
Ride to free together.
Oh, he is in rough shape. He got hit and is just like still, gasping for breath. And yeah, that's all. That's basically his turn. He is just there spinning and spiraling and just doing what he can to not throw up. All right, Zane.
Guess I'll pull our pilot in.
Okay.
If I can. Assume he's still got a stick.
Yeah, he does.
User stick.
Yep. Just give me a athletics or athletics or strength or similar. Unless if there's something else you have in mind. Because
strength is a flat roll, so I'll go with that.
Oh yeah. You managed because the problem is that he's still spiraling and twisting, but you're able to time it just right, snag it, and just fling him through the door. So he is off the map.
We're on YouTube.
That was your action. You do anything with your movement?
They're both well out of range of anything I could do useful with a move other than stand here, so I guess no.
Okay. Cardin's gone. All right, Sem, you move another 20 feet or up to here, and if you want, you could do a free action grab athletics to stop your motion or bounce off.
13, just to arrest my momentum.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep, you're good there.
All right. Then I would like to just kind of like swing around, holding the side of the crate.
You can move half speed by doing that. And Nuya is actually on top of the box. So we'll
gotcha.
So you could get beneath her if you want.
Pull me down.
Let me see.
Perception.
Yeah, I probably see her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, there's basically a trail of extinguishing fluid that basically ends right at her and is actually kind of collecting around her.
So then if I use my standard action to just move in a straight line here, full speed, 35, I can do that to impact the railing. Can I just use one of my free extra hands just to grab her ankles as I go by?
Yeah, I'll allow that. It'll increase the difficulty of your landing, but not by too much. So if you want, go ahead and give me that strength athletics. Okay, you do get there, but you both are kind of off kilter as her additional weight kind of causes a lot of extra spiral.
Gotcha.
But you're able to get there. Okay. These guys. Doesn't look like they have clear line of sight.
Yeah, we got a lot of cover.
Yeah. So he's going to push off and go here. And yeah, he doesn't have a clear line of shot. So he's just going to ready attack should anybody pop out and into line of sight. This guy, I believe he recovered last time, so he is going to depart. This guy. Yep. No other targets in sight, so he is chasing after his boss. And let's see that acrobatics. Okay, yep, he's good there, and he is out. Yeah.
Don't worry, Sam. Just keep holding on. It's like a jetpack.
Seeing you're holding a fire extinguisher, it does make me worried.
Now, if she's off kilter, can she take this action to try and pilot herself?
Yes, but again, it's gonna be very difficult, and there's a chance you don't go in the direction you want to.
No problem.
Or you could spend an action to stabilize.
I mean, it's 24.
Okay. Give me a 1d3.
Yeah, I feel like maybe she doesn't go exactly the right direction. Maybe she's like to the left or 3 to the right. That makes sense for this kind of situation.
All right, so 1, 2, 3. All right, so you're going this way. How much power did you put behind it?
She just gave it 1 squirt to get herself going.
Okay. All right, so you are Sem. She is about to go past you. Do you grab onto her, or do you just let her go?
I assume I was still holding.
Okay, just making sure. So you do feel that tension as you hear as she's about to go past you. Do you hold on or do you let go?
I'll hold on.
Okay. She gets to about here before. Do you let go of the railing?
Sure. What the hell?
All right. With a just little burst, you get about right there together.
Can she do her secondary action to try and squirt us into the door?
Yeah.
Oriented though.
Yeah, go for it.
It's risky.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Give me a 1d3. 3. So instead of going to the door, you end up here in the corner with Sam right behind you.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good spot.
All right. Let's see. That was your both movement and action, right?
Yeah, she's done.
Okay. This guy, can he recover? Nope, he is still just spinning like a top. He's trying to reorient, and every time he tries to fix himself, it just gets worse and worse. He's like somehow spinning on like 5 axes at this point.
The best I relate is going as a child going down a water slide at one of those water parks, falling out of my tube and losing all control and not being able to orient in the slide as I was going down and like turtle, but now I'm on my stomach, but now I'm on my back, but now I'm backwards.
Yep.
You were one of those YouTube videos of the child coming out of the water slide in a full tumble.
Because when I hit the 1 foot deep splash pool, the lifeguard caught me behind the nape, like behind my neck, to get my head out of the water. But we're facing the slide, so all the water coming out of the slide was just pouring into my face as she held me up in the current. And I was like, I'm fine, let me go. I keep...
To be waterboarded as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Never done one since.
Yeah.
Or the lazy river man now.
And I'll try to pull them in.
Okay. Yeah, just go ahead and give me. Yeah, they're spiraling so much out of control at this point that you're. We'll say that was your movement. You can't quite grab them, just because again they're spinning and not intentionally avoiding your grasp. If you want, you could do your action to attempt it again.
Might as well.
Okay. Yep, that's enough. Going for both Sam and Nuya. Toss them both through.
If possible, although.
With the 15, since they're right there, I'll allow it. Basically, you just grab onto him, he's grabbing onto her, and you just basically grab the door frame and pull you both through. All
For
three
the
of you.
record, we are actually both hers.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
Sam's female.
Both of them are. Yeah. At least that's
Sorry.
what it said. Description.
Yeah. In this picture.
Oh, I couldn't quite hear what was said. What was that? You're both
No,
what?
I was just joking. You said him holding on to her, and I said we're actually both female.
Oh, well, no, because you're holding on to Nuya, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
and
Sam is female.
Oh, sorry, my bad. All right,
Yeah,
so
no worries.
you grab onto her, and she's grabbing onto her. So yeah, you've put the both of them through, and we'll say just as part of it, you could go through as well, and we could end this combat.
All right.
Seems like a good place for a quick bio.
Sure.
It's an alien. She's female in like the same way a socket in the wall is female.
Right.
No, that's the robot characters. Have you guys seen those men's and women's room signs where one is a power plug and the other is a power socket?
No.
Can't say I have. No.
Oh no, that wasn't a men and women's room. That was the game Starbound, and they have like the ability to choose the gender of your character, and they have the male and female signs except for the robot race, which are a power plug and a power outlet.
I mean,
That's
that's
all.
what they're referred to as, at least officially in like terminology. That's what I've heard them called. The plug is called the male end, and the receptacle is called the female end.
It's a universal experience. But either way, I will take a
Which, what a weirdo to come up with that naming convention. Like, I have to admit, like, how was he trying to convince other people? How did he answer the first guy when they asked him why he wanted to call it a male socket? He's
Well,
like, oh, it's like it sticks out like penis.
I mean, yeah.
I just think it's a little bit of a funny convention.
We were setting something up for the kids at church, and it was basically slip and slide. We had to have like 4 lengths of hose to get it there, and myself and another guy that I am friends with outside of that arena, we're setting up the hoses, but we're joking around because no kids are around us, and we've kind of forgotten where we are. And he was like, "What have you got there, the male end or the female end?" And like his little daughter goes, "What do you mean?" And I stopped and I looked up and I was like, "Lee, that's on you." You got that.
Exactly. It's just, a little awkward to have to explain if you don't have context,
Yep, not for a 4-year-old.
All right, I'm back. I love that Nia had the fire extinguisher. That was fun.
As soon as you said we're on 0G, because I had actually read the 0G, thinking that this was your Starfinder campaign a couple of weeks ago. And I came into it thinking about the character when I was going to put the ape in here, and I just got lost reading the 0G, and I was like, oh, so we can go Iron Man mode and cut a hole in our glove and shoot around. And as soon as you said we were in 0G, I thought, oh shit, I've got a fire extinguisher. Yep. That felt like a very much we needed to get the hell out of there. Combat where we're about to they ran back to their ship and we ran back to our ship, and I'm sure that's the end of the encounter.
I think we might have been supposed to fight them, but I was having a little bit of trouble justifying myself, just being like, yeah, I'm a synth player, and I'm going synth to gang murder.
Yeah, no.
For a stranger that just brought you into a drug deal gone bad, all you're trying to do is literally hitchhike to your band's gig.
So then I tried to look for spells that would help, but wouldn't necessarily hurt anybody. But there weren't really I could use in 0G.
Yeah. Although, again, I would have allowed grease to basically a 10 by 10 by 10 just cube of grease. It's well, if somebody fires through it, you now have a giant fireball.
Well,
that's awesome.
And that would probably also double as creating a smoke screen. Something to consider for when we do.
Good information for the future.
Yeah, something to keep in mind for when we do my campaign.
It makes me want to do some kind of weird spellcaster because that Michael's character is the spellcaster class, right?
I'm back.
He's a technomancer.
Basically a wizard. I'm a soldier, so I'm basically the fighter. That's why I ran in first.
Yeah. I mean, if you had gotten a little covering fire from us, I'm sure you could have killed those guys. But
I mean, I read all their backstories. For you, it made sense. You've killed people, I think.
Yeah.
Or at least trained to.
Yeah,
Which in classic Star Wars logic is the same thing.
exactly.
Yeah, we don't really address how Luke Skywalker was a farm boy until one day they handed him a blaster and then he killed like 10 stormtroopers who were actual human beings in like one day.
Right.
So far, my favorite interaction in this one shot has been me starting to run away as they raise their rifles, and then Cope saying, "What are you willing to do for this band?" and me going, "Play music."
So be real with us, Loki. This is all an excuse to harvest song titles for the background of the actual Starfinder campaign, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, but then we got to actually record them. Richard's not here.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, use your imagination on what the lyrics to Free Day DJ BJ is. But
Right.
I'm feeling like some West Coast old school gangster rap to that.
or there's something really experimental. You know, one of those songs where they just turn on a blender into the microphone.
Oh god,
Yeah.
like car honking noises.
Yeah.
I bought, it was so many years ago, I don't remember what it was called, but I bought just like this garage album for my friend for their birthday as a joke once, with just, it was all recorded in one take, the music, and some of it was just unlistenable.
Oh,
And it was great. It was a great gift. They still have it. I actually found out not too long ago. They're like, "Hey, you remember that shitty music you gave me?"
it was like 20 years ago, similar situation. We were downtown in the city I lived in, kind of bar hopping late at night, and a guy was doing what you see in movies, except he had he had burned CDs and was handing them out. And he had, burned a whole little album of himself. And we were like, oh yeah. And then one day we found it in the back of the car, and we're like, oh, let's put this in. And the first track was garbage, right? And then we, skip forward to the next one. And then it was pretty good. Like, it was listenable. And with every track we went through after that, we were like, okay. I mean, it's not finely polished producing, but he's got good music and good lyrics and a good voice. It was pretty impressive. Wonder where he is now. Dead in a gutter.
Is that just what you assume happened to anyone that you know?
Well, I mean, I've pretended to be a band member. I got put into a bad drug deal in a 0G environment, and we got out of the piece. So I assume that guy died because he didn't have a fire extinguisher.
That's what you should do whenever you meet up with someone you haven't seen in years. You should just explain your life as though your Pathfinder adventures were what you've been doing. Yeah, well, I slayed a Rune Lord. I just kind of saved the.
After I teamed up with a group of vigilantes to kill the pedophile who slayed my father in single combat, started really getting into working with a guy who was selling drugs.
There was this one time I jumped out of a plane and, landed and pulled myself right back up and kept going.
I'm pretty sure I made a pact with Satan, though, because my eyes turned green. They're just like that now.
I still love that interaction from Dark Heresy as I described Rick's body broken from falling out of a plane and how he, like Wolverine, pulls himself together. Then Cope says he just sits up, pulls out a cigarette, lights it. Oh boy, I've got problems.
But then straight guy, whoever Richard was playing at that point named Straight Guy, or acted like a straight guy. He was like, no, you fell out of a plane. You fucking fell out of a plane. And he was trying to gaslight him. He was like, nah, man, that's what you think happened. I had on a parachute. It was cool.
Yeah.
All right, we good to continue?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right. So you all managed to make it back to the Saint of Anger. Cardin, once he's on a ship, is able to utilize that artificial gravity to kind of limp his way back to the cockpit. You guys have a chance to get buckled in as he kicks on the thrusters and basically goes at max speed from the RS shelter, trying to leave it behind them as much as behind you as quickly as possible.
How much time do we have?
I am not getting any tattoos.
I am unduly excited. I'm like, woo, yeah, that gets the blood flowing, and I hold out a hand to each of them for a high five. Just like, come on.
Simultaneously.
Cardin, if included, would do so. I mean, you have 4 hands. There's 4 of you.
Yeah.
I thought. Oh, that was fascinating flying around. But seriously, how much time until we go on stage?
He would look. He's like, well, we're about an hour away from the station. We're close. I don't know if you look at the time, you'll see you probably have about 2 hours. You guys have already missed, are pretty much guaranteed to miss sound check, but that's okay, right? Because you guys are still going to be there for the actual performance. You can figure it out.
Hey, so what was the big deal? We didn't agree to help you gunfight some gangsters.
I told you I had to run an errand. You didn't think the ride was free, did you?
Wish I could have stayed in the car. Jesus, or whatever the equivalent of Jesus Christ is.
When in doubt, say Space Jesus.
Space Jesus Christ.
And as you say that, klaxon
we
begins
have-
to sound.
I don't know if you know this, but we're actually a band, and we're trying to make a name for ourselves. And it's a good way to do that isn't shooting at random people that we find.
Actually,
Okay, they're
that's
never going to
fantastic.
listen to our music down. We are down 5 fans now.
I
They
feel like
would've
you,
left
at the
it too. I
very
saw one
least,
of them.
you have a new song if you work on it. How many of them?
That's the beeping's their ship, isn't it?
He would look over and yeah, bad news. Marwell probably isn't too happy about the stun I pulled, and he would kind of look closer at the sensors. Looks like he brought his whole damn smuggling ring to the party. And as you get, if any of you were to glance over his shoulder, you see maybe about a dozen starships closing in behind all of you.
At the back window.
Hold on, kids! And he shouts as he takes evasive maneuver as incoming fire starts flaring across the screen and across the viewport. Are you guys doing anything? Or are you guys just hanging on and letting him do what he does?
I asked him if he has any guns on the tub.
Yeah, and he would direct you to the firing console that's actually within arm's reach of you.
Probably not the best shot in the party, but I feel like I was the one that would volunteer.
At the very least, you could do like just harry and fire to kind of keep them from closing as quick.
I got a +4 to range stuff. I could give it a shot.
Yeah. If you want to give me a attack at plus, the weapon adds a plus. Let's see, +6.
Okay. Just
So-
roll it manually. 29.
Oh wow. Okay. Yep. So you're opening fire. You're scoring several shots against shields, keeping them on their toes, kind of deterring them from basically blitzing you. But the sheer numbers basically means that you could hold them off, but you're not gonna be able to take them all out.
Guys, you gotta get in on this. This is fucking awesome.
Is there another firing platform?
That's the only one for that one. There you do have a engines terminal next to you if anybody wants to try like reroute power or like priorities when it comes to like ship combat, a ship shield has 4 quadrants. You could reduce power from say the front to put it at the rear to strengthen and the resistance there. And at current they're all behind you, so if somebody wants to give me either mysticism or computers, they could readjust the shield to basically better focus it where you're receiving the most punishment.
I can give it computers.
Okay. Did you roll the computers? Okay, yeah. So you're basically right on top of those controls and are basically putting the maximum shield where it's getting, where you're receiving the most fire. You're very effective with it. Nothing has blown through the shields at this point, and so far they're holding pretty strong. They're draining, but they're holding. It is at this point that let's see. Yeah, at this point he says, "There, taking evasive maneuvers. We're going in there." And basically straight ahead of you, you see a long silvery cloud of asteroid dust. If anybody wants to give me a perception check and or a let's see what skills there are.
We're about to die, Jack.
Physical science.
I'll take the perception.
Yeah, I got perception.
Natural 1.
Okay. So Dwin and Nuya, you would recognize it as it's a strange anomaly that it has been known to kind of almost be like a river of sorts through the diaspora that actually kind of divides the belt. And you could kind of see it kind of crackling with electricity, but and you know that, especially Dwin, you know that that will assuredly wreak havoc on sensor arrays. So it seems like a very good chance if you go in there, you're going to be invisible to their sensors, and they'll have to you'll be hard pressed to be found.
So when you say it's like a river, is it going to push us to a location?
Potentially. So there are parts of the river that are a little bit more stagnant, and there are some parts that have a flow to them, like a current, if you were to capture it.
Okay. I say we better still be going to the concert.
I told you I'd get you there. And as he says that, you dip right into that river. And basically, if you just kind of imagine like glitter dust, that's kind of what it's like, where it's just, your sensor, basically even the viewport, it looks almost like static, but it's really it's really just really thick dust that is obscuring all that. Basically like driving through a fog cloud, a very dense fog. Let's see. And with that, all right. All right, we made it. And now the next step is, and you feel like it just as he's about to finish that sentence, if anybody wants to give me a perception check. Or either perception or mysticism. I'll allow either or. Okay. So Nuya and Zane, as he's kind of talking, you do kind of feel like almost like static electricity build up. Like you feel like some of the hairs on your head kind of stand on end. And it very much feels like you're staying near a power station, right? And at that, and just a moment after, there's almost like an arcing of electricity, just again, almost like a static shock that you all feel. Doesn't hurt you, but it's, oh shit, what was that? And then with that, all the main power supply for the St. Anger shuts down as you take a direct hit from the electrical currents in the river. Let's see. 1 second.
Rolling on the river.
All right. Okay. It's okay. We still got auxiliary power. He looks over the console. All right. So we still got life support. Okay. I can work with this. All right. I need to patch myself up real quick. Do you mind? And he would just kind of point to any of you and say, do you mind checking the power routing, see if you could get anything going? I need to see if I could get this fixed up in the back.
Depends. Are there going to be any gangsters down there waiting for us?
They will be if we don't get this up and running soon.
All right.
And at this point, you're all kind of casting that red backup emergency lights.
Nuya would pop to everything.
Okay. If you want, go ahead and give me a knowledge engineering as you kind of, or actually at this point, yeah, engineering works. Okay. 16. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so kind of looking at the state of the ship and the power supply, it looks like the auxiliary power sustained another. Let's see. All right. So you can see at the moment the power supply sustains non-navigation related systems at this point, communications, life support, and scanners. Your main thrusters are offline, your weapons are offline. If you were to give it another crack, you might be able to reroute power to try to put on some other to try to give you some options if you need to, based on what you plan on doing with the next step. As you're kind of looking through this, you feel a shudder in the ship, and for a moment you all think, "Have you been hit?" But instead, a voice, or as Nuya, you're kind of looking at the panel, you see a little indicator pop up, escape pod launch.
Yeah.
And a few moments later, the comms kick on. Sorry, kids. Can't let the Diamond Tashtaris catch me. But relax. They'll probably go easier on you than they would on me. Good luck. You're on your own. And he would go down. Oh my God. Did you shit? You shit my escape pod. Click.
Did you not?
Yeah.
Hey, free ship.
All right. Engineering check.
Oh, I thought he said second door to the left.
I'm going to get roll. If we reroute time to actually the thrusters and be able to control our directioning.
Okay,
I-
let's see.
I love the fact that you used needing to take a shit as an excuse to scour his ship, and then you actually took a shit.
Was that us that were saying that? That
Remember the whole joke about me saying you need to go back and double flush because he ate the sushi?
Yeah.
you all remember one piece where he was like, "Was that the bathroom?" Wait, there's not a bathroom. Oh, is that what you stole that from, Michael?
I didn't do it. Loki did it. He's the one who added that I actually shit in there, which I'm fine with. But
Oh, I thought you said you did because you went back and flushed and all that. I mean, I could take that back if you didn't.
No,
no, not at this point. No, I shit in there for sure.
Okay.
This
But it's like
one,
rat shit in
we
there.
have
So
a
it's
very
just like
serious discussion about the quantum physics of feces.
there's a couple of pellets in there. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. So with a 30 engineering check, okay, yeah, looks like you're able to reroute power, but it should be noted that in order to get the engines and navigation going, you'll need to shut off life support. With that roll, you get the impression that if you're not like mouth breathing, you should have enough oxygen to get there safely. Yeah,
Yep.
that's certainly an option.
Does it?
So let's see. Is anybody else doing anything? Seeing what they could potentially do to, because
Hey, guys, don't sing anymore. I just cut off life support.
I fill up my cheek pouches with 1 cubic foot of air.
there you go.
What's in here, but it's just not going to cycle new oxygen.
If you guys want, you could also look around a bit more, see what other options are available.
All right, so I'm just gonna float this out there for you guys. Unconscious people consume way less oxygen. I can knock you out.
That's a good idea, and we don't need to be endlessly talking. This reminds me of the time where a friend of mine and I were on a.
I'm gonna look for an oxygen math or like a spacesuit or something.
I guess I'm gonna try and fly it since he's cut the power to life support and presumably put it in.
He hasn't cut it yet, or I don't think he's cut it just yet. We haven't gotten to that point. He's still trying to finagle. You guys have a chance to do some things. If you want, as you kind of jump in the pilot seat, do you want to check the sensors or anything real quick?
Yeah, that as well.
All right.
They probably won't show much, but
you could either analyze the dust cloud, or you could scan the area.
Not really a science type, so I don't know if I'd get much out of analyzing dust cloud.
So analyzing, would be either mysticism or physical science. Alternatively, checking the sensors would just be a perception.
I've actually got a 2 in physical science over 0 in perceptions. I guess I'll not figure out anything about this cloud whatsoever.
Yep.
Do I find anything useful on the ship with my 16?
16. Let me see. No spacesuits. It seems like he might have taken that with him. You do see 1 emergency oxygen tank. That you could take. Still full.
So wait, let's be clear about how vindictive this was. Was there only 1 spacesuit, or did he take 5 or whatever spacesuits in the escape pod with him?
There's only 1 spacesuit.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, not a total ass.
Yeah. He brought his own spacesuit and not enough to share. So. Okay.
Put your own mask on before helping others.
Okay. So let's see. All right. So you're not able to make any sort of meaningful observations about the cloud itself, but as the power starts to, this is kind of where Nuya's kind of at the point of, okay, let me know when we're ready, and I could shut off the life support and shift and switch over to thrusters and navigation. And you have some options. I guess you could probably just pilot out once you get that going. Yeah. So whenever you guys are ready, you could reroute power and make a piloting check to see if you could navigate through the river.
All right. Going to flip the power, and then she's going to rush up to the front to try and assist. Are there 2 sets of controls where she could assist Zane in piloting?
Yeah, there's a co-piloting terminal. Okay. All right. Yes. So with life support off, but thrusters.
I come back into the cockpit with the oxygen tank and a mask on, just hooked up to the tank.
There you go. It has
I am the physically largest. I consume the most oxygen. It makes sense.
Yep. And it has probably about half an hour worth of oxygen to it. So, All right. So yes, very much like sailing a yacht, really. Not a yacht,
experience
but like
that we all.
Right. You're very much surfing in space, just kind of riding all these dust currents. And as you're going, you noticed your sensors for a second you think is malfunctioning. You tap it a few times. Again, your vision is limited, but your sensors are still mostly there. Just a lot of static every now and then. But it looks like you get a proximity alert, like there's something near, but not in collision course at this point. It's huge. It's taken up basically a good chunk of your sensors. If anybody wants to give me a physical science, or actually, let me see, because you do see a shadow kind of looming among the fog.
What about a life science? Is that?
Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Yeah. As you're kind of wondering what could that be, you're kind of checking the sensors, and then one thing pops in your mind of what this could be, because it seems organic. This is a worm. This is a massive creature that's basically swimming these currents. Yeah, it could easily swallow your ship and not even struggle with it. It's massive, and you are right alongside of it.
This is Starfinder thing. What the fuck is a worm? Is that a Starfinder, like mythical?
WYRM, so basically a massive space dragon.
I was thinking like purple worm.
Yeah, that's good you clarified. I was also thinking a giant space worm.
Yeah. The other Valve. So so you see this thing, and it hasn't noticed you at this point, and you're able to navigate around it. And just as you're kind of nearing the other side of that river, you do see a lot of it seems like you see another sensor hit, as it seems like a few ships are punching through into the river and are opening fire. Unfortunately, without their sensors, they managed to get a few shots off that impact the side of the worm, and that thing starts to thrash. Just at the same time that they kind of have you see their thrusters. They realize you see that, so, almost like that. You see his ship double take somehow. And you see immediately the orienting thrusters fire, and they turn and get ready to flee, when their power too seems to be cut, similar to as yours had, and they're kind of cost spiraling as this worm is kind of thrashed around the area. And that's the last thing you see before you escape the river and are in open space again. Clear sailing for the Songbird Station.
I'm looking back. I'm like, man, that would have been a cool way to die.
So if there aren't any tiny little blimps on our radar that are slowly leaving the station we came from, are there?
No. It seems. Are you looking for the escape pod?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, no, that you've lost track of that once it ejected and kind of got lost in the sensor static. If you want, he's had enough time to bail.
Yeah, he's gone.
Well, I imagine
you could, if you want, you could do a search, but there's nothing.
Do the escape pods in this universe have faster than light travel, like the?
Definitely not.
No.
We've got a new band ship.
Well, then, I mean, there's only so far they really could have gotten, but okay.
Do we want to do a deep grid-based search looking for the escape pod when we have a gig to get to?
No, we take our new band ship to the gig.
That's why I asked if it was on the radar.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not on the radar at the moment. You definitely have to search for him. Right. So you guys are just beelining it right towards Songbird Station?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We got a gig. We're late.
All right. After about another hour's travel,
Check on the way. Sound check
Yeah,
on the
we
way.
got a gig. We're late, and we turn the air off.
I'm feeling fine. I say with my oxygen tank.
Yeah, that's actually in
and a
number
pretty gnarly
4.
burn mark on you still yet from laser
Ah, it's
fire.
fine. I just adds to the luck. You've seen the picture of Sam. I think she's arguably the most punk rock of the group.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. So, yeah, you managed to make it to Sonberg Station itself. Looks like about half an hour before your scheduled performance. Let's see. As you arrive, the band arrives at Songbird Station as the first festival act start hitting the stage. The sprawling temple complex is a piece of beauty, crafted from a material that resembles shining opalescent marble. Streamers of rainbow-colored energy weave magically above the structure, shining through the darkness of the surrounding void. Thousands of attendees are here for the festival, so the space surrounding the asteroid is packed with all manner of starships. Somehow, it doesn't descend into pure chaos as dozens of different species mingle together through to share their love for music. Luckily, as you kind of get hailed by the flight tower, you are able to identify yourself as Neon Noqual, and you are given instructions on where to land and where to go. And they also make sure to expedite the docking process for you. You're watching as the minutes tick by. You're about 20 minutes from when you're supposed to be on stage. You still got a decent walk ahead of you. Yep, you touch down on a relatively flat space outside the station and free to head inside. I imagine you guys rush in.
No, we take a nap.
Okay. I mean, you napped at the start of this. Let's nap at the end.
It's come full circle. Let's
I've been
rush
sleepwalking
in.
this whole time.
I told you not to tire yourself out fighting, Sim.
She's
Listen,
gonna
our band
dance her
name-
way in.
What do you expect? Our band's name is Neon NyQuil.
All right, so you guys weave your way through the throng of people, able to use your identification to bypass security and get to get backstage. You could hear the chill festival goers and feel that impending excitement. Yeah. You guys are, but at the same time, you know, you got to perform soon, so you don't have time to revel in the festivities just yet. So it's a simple matter for you guys to snag your equipment and rush backstage. But as you get there, you see somebody with a data slate, kind of distracted, talking to a comm link, and sees you guys and hold up. Hey, there's already a band ready to go. I can't let you get up on the stage. She looks at the data pad and kind of taps a few. Oh, I see. You're Neon and Noqual? Well, here's the thing, Neon and Noqual. You weren't here for sound check, and Snowfall Renaissance was. Rather than slow down the show, I expand their slot. He would just kind of shrug, or she would shrug. Honestly, I don't care which one of the two of you are out there next, so sort it out between yourselves. She motions over to the band waiting at the stage steps. That's them, but do figure it out quickly. One, and I mean only one of you needs to go in 5 minutes. If anybody wants to give me a culture check.
Okay, I am also beginning to
So,
reach for my
can
sword.
you repeat the exact problem here? So they've given another band our time slot.
Because
Yeah,
we weren't here for sound check.
Yeah, you weren't here for sound check, and they basically said, you missed sound check. We basically expand their slot to take yours. Hash out with them. Not my problem. Not as long as somebody's on in 5 minutes, I don't give a shit.
No, no problem then. I'll start sauntering over there.
All right, culture check. Dwinite, you wouldn't really know of this band, you would. You would know that Snowfall Renaissance is a hydrocore band based out of Triaxis. The Riforian musicians, which think Zora is, kind of almost like the future version of Merfolk, I guess.
Fish people.
Tritons, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones with the legs.
Yeah. They play, that they play specialized instruments contained within hydrofields to give the music an underwater sound. The band has a particularly large following among the basically any race or a species that has like tremor sense or is able to sense vibrations at a different level. It adds that sort of unique depth note that's notable to those sort of creatures. It still sounds good for the the average listener, but it hits on a different level for those that are sensitive to other forms of sensation. The leader of the band is named Remia, and she's the Remia.
Oh no, this is what happened to her.
Dear God, no.
And she's the lead singer, and was okay. So that's kind of what you know about them.
I told you, Michael, I'm not fucking with Remy.
I'll give. I think Kenneth is our face, so I'll give him a chance to negotiate if he wants to.
Just go greet him like, "Hey guys, I guess they bumped you up, and since we weren't here, they gave you our slot. So, you guys probably already have a set planned. If we can go on after you, like the normal length of time, that'd be great."
Romeo will look you over. You missed mic check. This is our big shot. We're going to take every chance we get to, wow the crowd. But I don't. Not my fault. You can't follow the rules.
Killed people today.
Okay. I'm going to continue to let Kenneth do his thing because he's explicitly the face character. So go on, Kenneth. I was gonna do something, but then I realized he's literally not made a roll.
And if you'd like some, you could kind of roll an intimidation check with just kind of throwing that out there because they look you over and you clearly have a battle wound.
Oh man, I have a +8 and I only got a 12.
Roll
you don't.
I'm going to give you a sizable bonus because again, you haven't healed. You're still fucked up.
Yeah, it's like stamina damage. It's not.
Yeah, but again, you still have this huge.
Technically speaking, as rules, I should have spent 1 point of resolve during the downtime of the hour waiting, and then I would have healed back.
Right.
So it's like a short rest thing. So.
Right. I thought you basically said, no. Either way, you're still gonna have that wound there. You may be used to it, but you still have. Yeah. You were shot. It's very clear. They kind of give you a side glance. You get the impression maybe that wasn't they quite land, but they are still a bit wary of you.
I wasn't threatening them. I was just a statement of how our day went.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't know what.
Yeah, if you want, you could try intimidating them more proper. That was just more to see, if you could get a little bit more leverage with the conversation going forward.
I was just adding a jolly to the scene. Let the face do his thing.
Yeah.
And it's everyone's big break. That's why, since we weren't here, we'd be happy to let you go first. But things can get broken.
Do you want to roll? What sort of charisma check would you like to roll? Deception, diplomacy, intimidation?
Go. This my intimidate's only 4. Should go with diplomacy because that's an 11, but that was also kind of a not really veiled threat.
Yeah, like I said, I'll let you pick. Because
And
again,
Star
you're offering both the
diplomacy.
stick and the carrot. So, okay. And as she's kind of, pretty well set in her decision, you see, some of the bandmates behind you like, oh, come on. I mean, they're here. They made it, down to the wire. But like I said, it's all about the music. Do we really
Had
need
two
those
ships
sets?
explode out from under us. Yeah, hype it up a little bit.
Yeah.
If we're still here.
I flew on a fire extinguisher.
She would wait in her head for a long moment and say, you know what, fuck it. These waste will probably crash and burn anyways. Go ahead. And would step aside and let you guys climb up on stage.
Wait a minute. Did that motherfucker call
Hey.
us a wastoid? I got lines, and you just crossed them. Just kidding.
Listen, shoot at
I
my
was letting
friends,
let them
rope
go.
us into a smuggling deal, try to kill us. I'll let it slide.
As I get halfway up the ladder, never
Well,
mind.
it's stairs. It's not a ladder.
Okay, stairs.
If you're short enough, everything's a ladder.
Ah,
True.
that's fair.
Like climbing these ladders style, because
Yeah.
Actually, never mind. We got what we wanted. I don't want to scorn them on the way out for no reason. So yeah, I'll just continue skipping.
That's a
I
good
think it's
karma
time to check
decision.
her
why not?
instruments, but
What was that?
I guess I said I was banking on letting them go first because this doesn't give us time to check up our instruments. But I think she's betting on that with the way she's.
Yep. She's
I'm
like, well,
sure
you're
we'll
here
be
late, so
fine.
go. This is your chance.
All right,
So-
guys, let's go for roll 4 natural ones.
All right. So once again, we're in a skill check. This is gonna be an extended one. Let's see. Each of
They
you.
didn't have to act like their music sounds good to anyone without headphones 3 miles under the ground.
All right. So as before, but this is going to be an extended check. So we'll probably have 4 roll for each of you for each song you play. The first one's going to be one of the bigger ones because that's basically your intro. This is your chance to capture the attention of the crowd.
Mhm.
You could do
The hook,
as
so we can reel them in.
you could do a minimum of 3 songs. Again, 4 checks per song. You could go longer, but again, remember that the longer you're playing, the more skills you're using, the higher the DC will be if you start reusing those skills. But yeah, so if things start to go rough at the start, you could keep going and hope that you could pull through. So you guys have just a handful of minutes to get situated. You're kind of rushing, like, okay, everything plugged in. Don't have sound check, but we'll make adjustments. We'll rely on the sound crew to get it situated as we go.
May I make a request?
Mhm.
Is if we do exceptionally badly,
Mhm.
can we say that we're playing fantastic and we're really feeling it, but then we just cut to the audience and we're not going through the speakers at all?
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Knew you would rush over to Zane. Zane, you're awesome at getting the crowd into it. Do your Deo, do your back and forth, do all that stuff. Twilight, remember the light show. You can tap into that too. Sim, beat the hell out of your drums.
It's the only thing I know how to do.
All right. Now the question is, which song is your first song?
What's our biggest hit?
That's for you to
That's what
decide.
that is.
It could either be the ones you listed already, or you could.
It's not the blowjob song.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
that's
that
for
might be
birthday
a summer
parties and bar
hit.
mitzvahs.
Yes, I would love that. That's our backstory. Before this, we primarily played Space Bar Mitzvah.
2.
Okay,
Um,
song. We need a song.
We don't have any time. What was somebody's song? Back in Black? We just came in a black.
Burning in the Black.
Burning in
Yes.
the Black. We'll play Burning in the Black.
Yes.
All right. As you kind of make that decision, you see the manager off to the side, basically signaling 20 seconds. You could hear the crowd just beyond the curtain that's still down. That murmur of excitement, that energy. You're months away from your big moment.
Yeah, you might do like an engineering or something real quick to make sure everything's working.
Yeah, go for it.
I think I'll use culture to try and, how bands kind of tailor some songs to the venue.
Yeah.
Yep. You want me to hit that engineering?
And you guys could help them if you want, because you're all kind of
yeah.
working together for this.
I could only make it worse.
Well, if you're aiding, if you hit a 10, you add a +2 to it.
Engineering check. All equipment is fantastic.
He did get a very high.
Yeah.
I don't think I could make that any better.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Okay. So yeah. You
Culture.
all right. So you're able to do a very quick, all right, quick sound check. All right, everything's plugged in, everything's set, level's good. All right. As far as a quick check, things are looking good. What was the culture check again to see what would be good for the crowd? Like
Kind of,
yeah.
Kind of tailoring the song.
So basically, this crowd is just excited to see what you have. It's this entire concert is basically there's no specific genre. You have just a various myriad. So honestly, your best bet is probably to pick something that really is unique.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, I got a plan. Let's go.
Burning in Black. Come on.
All right. You see, off to the save. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then the curtains go up. Lights are down at the moment. What do you guys do?
Nuya's going to lay down the bass line real low and real deep.
Okay. Are you doing a performance check?
Yep.
Okay.
Musician. That's all I know about bass guitar.
Okay.
Sorry,
there you go. No, you're good. You get that. Lights are still down. You got got that nice little intro that kind of hushes the crowd as they know things are about to start.
I'll add complexity with percussion.
Okay.
Well, at least with a 19, it shouldn't sound bad, even if it's not.
Right. Yep. Nope. You're still good. Takes you a little bit to adjust for the little soreness and that burn, but you get there. You're good. You're good. You're back in rhythm. You're good. Okay. Who's next? The lights are starting to come up a bit. Again, if you want to do something other than profession, because the DC is slowly going up with 2 consecutive checks at this point.
I've got an idea, but I'm waiting for last because it kind of chronologically I want it to happen last.
Okay. And again, if you want to just throw out like some quick lyrics or just like actually contribute like to the song, that you'll get.
If you can shout at the diplomacy, it said in your background you like to give a give and take with the audience, so you could introduce us and stuff with diplomacy.
Yeah, that'll work. All right, what do you say?
I forgot the band name again.
Neon and Nokwall.
I'll just shout out, hey, whatever the hell the venue's name was again.
Songbird Station.
Songbird Station. Y'all ready? We're Neon and Nokwall.
And you'll hear that resounding cheer of, yeah! All right. All that's left is Dwin.
Dwit.
So I'm going, this will probably be a mysticism check as far as the spell goes for the performance, but I'm going to use a holographic image as we get into the song.
Okay.
As we get into the song, I basically want to put like a animated, is it a, okay, so I have 8 10-foot cubes, so that's pretty big. I don't know with the venue, but right.
It looks good.
What was that?
He's just saying how big it is. It's 8 10-foot cubes that he puts together to create the hologram.
Oh yeah, I mean
80 by 80 foot area. So
it doesn't take the full venue, but you easily got the full stage. And if you want, like the walls immediately around and the like. Either way, it'll be seen by the entire stadium.
I'm going to have these nano machines that I'm using create one of those. Have you ever seen like one of those fireworks show where they make it look like it's animated?
Yep.
Like that, and it's going to do basically like an abstract version of our journey to get to the show as the song plays.
Okay. All right. Yeah, go ahead and give me that mysticism check.
Come on, 24.
Oh, yep, that does it. Everybody's like, oh, you just enraptured by the story that's being shown to them as much as sung to them. Yeah, the song goes fantastically. You by the end of it, the crowd is amped up. For this next song, each of you get a +1 to whatever roll you do, because now the crowd's invested. They're excited about, okay, what's next? What's the next song you put on?
Does anybody remember the name of their song?
Hit and Run.
I could show it to you if you guys want.
Sure.
All right, we've done Burning in the Black. Let's just go from bottom to top. We're not playing DJ BJ.
And
They're playing Hit and Run.
Maybe if
Hit
they
and Run.
demanded encore.
Those are the
Encore.
Yeah.
free. You have to say the whole thing. Free day beat DJ BJ.
We're not playing that one.
You know what
That's too
happened
deep
last
of a cut.
time?
What was that?
That song really killed at that 7-year-old's birthday party.
You mean as it killed one of our band members?
All right.
Lick it, baby, now. Don't you stop.
Listen, it's not my fault he lied on his resume about being a sword swallower.
Okay.
All right, almost there. So, next song. What? How are you guys approaching this?
I feel like enters in really, given that I feel like the Hit and Run's like a fast-paced song, and they're like really hard and fast with like rapid forearm drums up front.
Oh yeah. I think this is a song you probably contribute to because it's so heavy on those drums. Oh yeah, you are just tearing it apart. You are just going to town, and everybody's just loving it. It actually gets like a mosh pit going. People are just loving the intensity behind it. All right, who's next?
Hit and Run like a thunderclap.
Kenneth, you stick with the diplomacy to keep them getting revved up, because I don't think anybody else can do that.
You could try something else too, because again, it's not just for that round; it's for all.
Oh, it's for period. Okay.
Yeah. Again, it's only been used once, so the DC isn't too high. Hasn't been increased that much. But...
Could I do a perception check to see like what's around the stage that we could use, like stage equipment they have, any type of.
Yeah. You don't really need to do a perception check. So there's, you have your various amps and stuff like that. Like the stage is wide open, so you have room to do if you want to do like acrobatics,
but
jump off some equipment, or
are there like rafter systems?
Yeah, they're not like there's scaffolding above this kind of holding all the lights and various technical and audio visual stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So just keep it going with the.
Okay. What did you attempt to do? Just call out to them again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this one is like, okay, yeah, we know who you are. Let's get to the music, please. Because at this point it's like, okay, this is
the song title at this point. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Should have gone with that Intimidate. Told them to go fuck themselves.
Okay, so you hit the drums, I'll hit the lights, and then go crazy with those
I
lights.
have
The drums.
done Intimidate on that one. It would have been. Let's see. Yeah, -7. So
You are not scary.
no, I have a 4 in Intimidate, so it would have been a 8.
All right. So as when you're over there on keys and you try to make your way over to one of, like, the control panels to try to adjust the lights, but you're having a little trouble balancing between the two. So as you're trying to. Oh.
I kind of just thought he'd have something like that wired into his. Like it'd be all in one cue system, but I guess if it's not.
If you want, like, you could have had time to hardwire it into if you had a module on your key, and yeah, you're able to do that. But again, it's one of those things of you're kind of you're a little bit unfamiliar with this lighting system. So as you're trying to figure out while you're playing the keys, you do lose a little bit of rhythm to it, and you kind of like, okay, that's okay for now. We'll come back to it and get back to the keys, and kind of lost a little bit of momentum there, but still doing well. Still ahead of the performance. Still got the crowd on your side.
It's not industry standard. They're cheap.
All right, Nuya.
Guys, I have so little I can go off of. I hate to say it, but I may just play music unless y'all can think of something with engineering.
What are you playing?
Hit and run.
Oh, I mean, like, what is your instrument? Your bass
song. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah. So your instrument's the bass, right?
Yeah.
I'll allow, if you want to do an engineering, like if you want to play with some of the
Do you know the Who, like, the group The Who did the Who Are You, and like the funky engineering they did with the amps and stuff to make the wonky womp 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 womp.
Yeah.
She's gonna use engineering to quickly steal the thunder from the group coming behind them to make the amps and the speakers imitate the underwater sound.
Okay, you could either. I think that would be either engineering or computers, whichever of those two you prefer.
Okay.
Probably engineering because we've already used computers once.
Okay.
Damn.
With the +1 from our from the previous song, that you it takes you a little bit, but you get it. All right, you got those really sweet sound effects going with your bass, and that impresses the crowd. So that was 2 failures and 2 successes. You don't have a bonus going into this next round. Crowd is still on your side. You're doing well. Just a few stumbling blocks, but still ahead. This could be your last song, or you could keep going. But next song, you're doing Neon Rhapsody.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You gotta hit this one big.
Yep.
No, either that or go for the risky maneuver.
No.
Play.
It's my song.
Look, guys.
Piano.
I guess I'm just gonna pull our all into lyrics. So.
Okay. All right. You
25.
Yeah. No. I mean, true to the song, it's one of those where you actually get the crowd singing up with you. It takes you just a little bit for them to be like, okay, I got this. And you're able to get them actually participating in the song, and they are loving it. Okay, excellent. All right, who's next?
I feel like it's the keyboardist because it's his song.
Okay.
Y'all, I'm nervous.
Let's see. What am I good at? I've done computers. I could do computers again because we've only done it once.
Yeah.
Physical science is the other one I was thinking about, trying to cause some sort of maybe rhythmic thing with the nanobots, but I don't know.
Well, maybe like this stomping on the stage, get the acoustic reverberation from that with the physical science.
I think you're close to something. If you could flesh out just a bit more, I'll allow physical science. So you're wanting to try to utilize physics with the nanobots.
I'll do how you can, on some like Yamaha keyboards, you can change the instrumentation on them.
Mm-hmm.
So on one of these keyboards I'm using, because we're trying to go for that, because didn't someone say they're trying to copy the water sounds or something?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
stole one of their popular songs or sounds or something.
Yeah, I'll back
Yeah, you
that.
get it pretty close. Yeah.
Change one of the instruments to match that sort of intonation.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow you to do that with physical science. Okay. Yeah. You kind of glance off to the side of the stage and kind of see what was it,
Remia.
yeah. Rimia, just like not and just kind of like, maybe I shouldn't have let them go on first, this is pissing me off. But yeah, no, the crowd is loving it, that hits true. All right.
What's she gonna do about it? Summon a flying shark to kill us all?
Right.
I invoke the power of my ancestor, the shadow gnome who one day apparently fucked a fish.
We don't know what she was into.
Going along those lines, I'm gonna use life science to throw in some like underwater mimics of underwater whales and creatures.
Okay.
Just a little bit, just faint enough that the truly devoted to the other band would hear it and be like, "Oh,
Okay.
that's a new
Okay.
step."
Just what's your instrument? The bass. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. You're
Like
well, let's go ahead and
deep
give it.
whale sound.
Okay. It's tricky to do that with the bass, but you somehow pull it off. You just hit those right chords and just get that little twang. And again, it's like a very low, but it's there. And you see several people in the crowd, like, kind of look around, like, is that? Oh, that's cool. I don't know where that's coming from, but it almost seems like it's coming from all directions at once. It has a really sweet effect to it.
There's that one guy in the back of the audience that's like standing with his arms crossed. Now hold on, it's a rat named Thong. Why is it all ocean themed?
Right. Yeah, it's like, okay, that's not what I was expecting. But okay,
this is different from their other live version.
Yeah.
Maybe
the title is just
a Neon and NoQuil show, baby.
I'm the last one.
Yep.
I would like to channel my aggression into my drumming to use an intimidation check.
Okay, do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. God. I mean, you see, once there's that moment where there's that drum solo, and you see several people like, whoa, take a few steps back, like, wow, that came out of nowhere, that was intense, and
Naya pees herself a little.
Right. And then once they recover, they're just, again, the mosh pit is bigger than ever, and it is a very lively crowd. You work them up to
it makes sense because we're like a weird group of space aliens, but can we just like really take a moment to look at what this last song sounded like? It is a rhapsody, ocean themed, with whale songs. Somehow the audience is singing with the whale song, and it has a lengthy drum solo.
Well, so they're singing with the singer who's not speaking in whale song. It's just there's like this whale oceanic atmosphere around it that, like, some people just, it's odd.
I feel like your drum solo was underwater volcanoes exploding.
It makes sense for like a strange sci-fi world, but if real life us was teleported, and there would be like, what the fuck is going on right now?
All right. At this point, your set's pretty much up. You could try to squeeze in another song, but at this point, you get the impression that if you leave now, you're leaving on a good note, and leave them wanting.
We got to blow them away. Machine Soul, guys.
I mean, Zane could do a diplomacy to ask for see if the crowds work up the crowd to ask for an encore. Then they have to let us stay on stage.
Yeah, you could do that if you want. You'll still be like, you only have a certain grace period before they drop the curtains on you, anyways. But you could try to squeeze one in.
I shoot the curtains.
I'm just gonna lead right into Machine Soul. So her whole thing with music is that she hears the music in the machines. And so she's going to imitate very mechanical sounds at a good beat
but you distinctly understand that these are mechanical and computer sounds that she's imitating, and that is the beginning of Machine Soul.
Okay.
She's going to try and use engineering for that on her base.
Absolutely.
Didn't you know Machine Soul has an assault rifle solo?
All right, yeah, that a lot of people are really vibing on those tones. Some from our retro, like, oh, I haven't heard that since and name some archaic technology. Well, not archaic, but basically, oh shit, was that the AOL login sound? What the fuck?
I have an idea for mine, but it involves going last. So you
okay.
Okay. In that case, then mine's pretty simple. We're going back more mechanical. Mm-hmm. I'm going to switch the instruments back to the classic synth, my bread and butter. I'm going to just do another computers if I can to get that real electronic sound.
Dynamite, Dwynite.
Okay, yeah, for sure. You are really you're adding on to Nuya's audio and just really kind of it's really playing back and forth very well together. It's almost like two competing souls that are in harmony, but then dance out a little bit, then come back together, and in a way that's intentional and kind of builds that tension of, oh, what's that? Where's this going?
Yeah, I guess I'll try an acrobatics to work in some dance moves. We'll play in the guitar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's nothing that wows the crowd, but you've got some energy going on stage. Got some sweet moves, but again, people are more focused on the sounds and not really paying attention to the person that's doing some vocals and dancing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Sam. So for the big finish of the song, since it's all mechanical bass, I would like to destroy my drum set so I can use my melee attack modifier.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Going big or going home. Do it.
AC/DC, baby. Metallica.
I'll just use my curved blade roll here right now. 21.
Oh yeah. You are just tearing apart in your drums, and you start to see him falter as you just hammer him down, just hit him as hard as you possibly can. And you hear some faint murmurs from the crowd over the music. There's like, I think he's gonna break his shit. What? And then all of a sudden, you just, with a big finale, just slam all four down at the same time, and just in a cacophony of sparks and just bangs, you just break them and just send them to the floor, and and everybody's like, "Whoa, yeah!" Basically, the same reaction if somebody smashes their guitar.
Yep.
And just at that point, the curtain starts lowering, and you hear him calling out, "Neon no quo, neon no quo," and then
am I able to just quickly tell Zane, thank the artists, stick it to them, thank the ones that let us go on.
Yeah, I'm like, we are getting paid for this, right? Otherwise, we have problems. That was my only drum set.
You're hoping you did well enough to catch the eye of an exec, because this is otherwise a free performance.
They've been a wonderful crowd. Next up is whoever the fuck those people were.
Did you literally say
but
that?
They're coming on next.
Please say you actually say that. That's
yes.
way better.
Let's go with that in character.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, and just before the curtain drops down, from somewhere among the crowd, you hear very faintly, "Play Free Day, DJ BJ." And you're free to leave the stage at this point.
No, I must mug the other band for their drum set and go.
I feel like you don't play the drums in that one. You just do the lyrics.
It's just the title of the song over and over again.
Free Day, BJ, DJ.
It's like a Daft Punk Around the World thing.
Nice.
No, that's great. I love that.
All right. So you guys are able to leave the stage. Are you guys doing anything specific at this point, or just hanging out and listening and watching them set up and just hanging out backstage at the moment and just recovering from the performance.
I high five the next band coming in with my metal hand, but I do it way too aggressively. Like it's like one of those high fives that's weirdly asserting dominance.
Okay. As you kind of do it, only one of the people from was it Snowfall Renaissance, I think it is, raises his hand and dude, that's my bass hand.
But yes, the performance and the day in general,
Gonna
recovering from.
All right, so 1 second, let me pull up a few things or check this out.
While you look at that, Nuya's gonna sit down at the table off stage. The soda, a straw, slowly kick the straw out of the paper wrapper, ball up the paper wrapper, stick it in the end of the straw, and spitball the motherfuckers on stage.
You managed to line up the shot once before a security guard or somebody from security looks at you and kind of gives you that. You sure you want to do that?
Sorry, it got stuck in my throat. I was choking.
I was gonna go for like subtle passive aggression. You guys went for full on heckling.
I mean, I just as they were going on the stage, I gave them a high five. I just made it too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
All right.
He's like spitting spitballs at him like you're their school bully.
I think at some point our like performance persona has been like that band of assholes that everyone still likes anyway. Like when we get big.
Any idea how that narrows it down?
Look, the adrenaline level is high. We've been through a lot today.
Well, no, we're like one of those bands that we have the persona of being like rebels. So like whenever we check into a hotel, we always trash the hotel room, but we're actually just paying the hotel in advance for the damages, and it's all rehearsed.
Right. We actually sleep in rooms across the hall, so we get a good night's sleep. But we have our managers come over and tear some stuff up, hire a whole bunch of dancers and frat boys and hookers, and they don't know who's who, and they thought it was a killer party.
All right,
spread the word.
As you guys are kind of winding down backstage, a woman in a very not formal but like professional attire, in basically a shiny business suit, approaches and says, that was a performance. I am Stephanie, I am a scout for Azura Note. Do you have a few minutes to speak?
Yeah.
So
yes,
I think you all have something very special here. We feel that you have a real future in the biz. We could, I think Neon and Oakwall is going places, and we want to take you there. Are you free 6 days from now to meet us on Absalom Station, where I could hash out a contract?
Depends on how badly we damaged this pirate ship we stole.
I mean, assuming the smuggler ring doesn't find us.
No, we didn't steal it.
Well, it was gifted to us when he left us to die. We sang this all out loud.
Yeah,
he thought we were gonna drown in the river of gold dust while the giant dragon was beside us.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I did think we were gonna die there for a minute, but silver linings, it is much nicer than our old piece of shit.
Just look at her square in the eye with a business-like smile as they're talking the day behind us. Like, yeah, certainly.
Yeah, she's talking to you, but kind of occasionally glances, still pick up that conversation. It's like, wow, hold on real quick. It seems like you had quite the journey getting here. So real quick.
Journey. We should rename our band Journey.
Yes, I like this idea. We should now be known as Journey.
It's actually I pull up like a slate and I say it's actually been taken 3,867 times.
No, we spell it differently, like with numbers in it.
Okay, I'll print out the list.
So she's gradually piecing out that story as you're kind of talking in the background, and again, still kind of hashing out some of the details. You're doing like a preliminary contract. It's not necessarily binding at this point. It's more of a offer letter, as it were, that between Zane and Sophia. And she's like, okay, so if you sign right now, just to kind of agreeing with your intent to join us, it's not finalizing the agreement, but initial stuff. She would kind of, press her dab pad a few times. All right, you said your ship was, what was the name of your ship? Where was it stranded? And based off,
one moment, quick huddle. Band over here. Do we go back to the Mother Humper crappy bus we have, or do we keep this big one we got now?
I mean, when you pitch it like that, it kind of sounds obvious.
I think
At
so.
least
If we
sell
sell
the
the
old
gun
one for
from this
scrap.
big one, we can probably afford a new set of drums for Sim.
You lost me on the first part of the sentence, but then you won me back with the second half.
At least
All
we
right,
sell the
so
old
big
one
ship
for
is ours.
scrap.
Mhm.
okay,
The Saint
so,
of Rage.
Saint of Anger.
What did I say?
The Saint of Malcontent.
Okay, well, so it sounds like you have a lot that's you have to get to. So and she would kind of hand over the contract and skimming through it. Again, it's a non-binding agreement at this point, but at the bottom you see there's mentioned signing bonus for this particular contract of, again, kind of retaining your intent. Comes with a 5,000 credit signing fee.
Guys, you never ever take the 5,000.
Sign it. And you were saying you would fix up our ship here?
Yeah, I mean, what one of the best things, or one of the most important things about a band is make sure that they could get from venue to venue. So
This we have discussed.
if you check clause subsection 3 section 12, it does include maintenance and repairs for your band's official transportation.
Oh, I see.
Can you make
AAA.
make sure my bank doesn't freeze my account when they see 5,000 in there.
We'll do what we can. But
I think
but,
all
our
banks are just Abadar Corp, actually.
yeah. But we've
Wait,
never had
you
a
don't
check
get all
bounce, so-
5,000.
Oh, was it a sign-in bonus 5,000 total for the whole band?
per person.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's why I was like, that's a crazy amount of money. If it was for the whole band, I'd be telling
Yeah,
you guys.
everybody that signs
Mm.
this part of the band gets that.
Guys, don't give away your life for money. And Nuya takes the pen and signs.
For this, I was going to become a mercenary, or I would literally get shot at for money. This is substantially better.
Oh yeah, definitely signing that.
Okay.
And now you have to because all your bandmates have, unless you want to go solo.
I think I'm ready to expand and do my solo tour.
Yeah. You guys have been holding me back.
So you signing, Zane?
Especially, who was that asshole who's trying to play the cups in the bar?
So I take it you sign as well, Zane? I didn't hear your. Hello?
Kenneth?
Yeah.
You? Okay. All right. So with that, she said, excellent. We will look forward to seeing you in 6 days' time, and where we could really flesh out the finer details of how we could help you and how we could get you on stage. And with that, she would walk away, and you guys are free to enjoy the rest of the festival. Yeah, and just as a conclusion, the rest of the festival is a fantastic experience. You get to watch other notable performances such as Vanya and the Jumbles, Handlow Muggins, Metropolitan Silence, and Veiled Love. But what really gets the crowd going is there's this build up for a almost like somebody's on stage kind of saying we have a very special guest band for you tonight, and that kind of fades off in the background as the crowd kind of seems to part, as somebody seems to be in your direction, and it's this woman, this kind of almost in like a like pinks and purples, a very elegant looking performance attire. You guys are in the music industry, so you don't need to roll. You recognize her as Rose Hawthorne. She is the lead singer for Strawberry Machine Cake, the biggest band in the Pac. She's a superstar here. And she approaches you and say, "Hi, you're on an Oakwall, right? I just want to say this was my first time hearing you, and I really liked what I heard. I don't have long. I'm about to go on stage, but I just want to say that I hope to see you on the road."
Thanks. Maybe we can work together.
I'm your biggest fan.
I punch you.
You guys are making us look like losers.
She would chuck. She would let out a giggle and say, "I look forward to seeing you in the future." With that, would depart and make her way to the stage, and they give true to their reputation, they do a stellar performance. And yeah,
8 out of 10, not enough water.
So, and that concludes the adventure.
That was fun.
You had a good time?
Oh yeah. I can't wait to do Zero G. That's weird to wrap your brain around.
Yeah, I still need to get used to it, but I think it definitely adds for a fun battlefield mechanic.
Oh yeah.
I think Richard's gonna be disappointed he missed out on playing a band.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been campaigning for that for Skull and Shackles the entire time.
I mean, I'm down for that too, but and likewise, I'm a bit bummed I'm missing out on the monster game because that seems like it's gonna be a ton of fun.
Is that what we're doing next week?
Yes, I'm doing work on it right now. You might get to Loki because I'm not sure I'm actually gonna get it all done in time.
Okay, I'm
so
down
you
if you are.
Have whatever you were thinking of ready, Gumbo, because I'm planning it, but just my eyes are bigger than my stomach.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that.
Do you want me to do a Halloween game next week, or do you want me to do like Aces of Astrospace? It's the same prep either way. I'm just kind of feeling how people feel.
I mean, it's still like a month to Halloween, so.
Yeah, probably Aces.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that I think that'll be fun, especially as we're transitioning from one space campaign to another.
All right.
Yeah, and I think the monster game is going to be really fun. I've most of the like commanders little unit. The way that I'm thinking of doing it right now is I might ape your dice system a little bit, Gumbo, because I like the simplicity of that.
Oh yeah, the Cortex Prime thing. Yeah, it works really well.
But just using different steps of dice as different armies and different bonuses given to armies. So, like a smaller army will give you a smaller bonus to the dice roll, and the combat would basically just be rolling the two armies' units against each other, and the command give whatever bonuses they give, or they could cast like area of effect spells and give bonuses that way.
Yeah, it's why I use that dice system for kingdom building. It's incredibly modular, and it allows for you to I think of it like, remember that system Fate I used for the Christmas one shot?
Yeah.
I think of it like an evolved version of that, where you can describe what you want to do and loop in character traits. But unlike Fate, where it was all kind of this nebulous, wishy-washy, if it makes sense, the fact that you can look at the dice sizes and you say, if I do this, I get this. It feels a little bit more tactile, I think.
I think the Pathfinder rules would work if they didn't want you to just learn a whole new system.
Yeah.
It's like they have their own different sheets. You have to learn how to do attack rolls differently. It's a lot when I looked at it, because I was like, maybe I'll just do regular Pathfinder mass combat rules. And then I was reading, I was like, okay, some of the stuff doesn't sound so bad. This makes sense.
I just kept reading and it kept going. It was so long.